action-packed series. Be there to witness one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the season. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. This is the season for more. This 4th of July, get 3.99% APR plus $500 finance cash on 2026 Tacoma SR5. Or get 2.99% APR plus $1,000 finance cash on Tundra. Make the most of summer in a new Toyota truck. Don't miss the 4th of July sales event. Toyota. Let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit and can't be combined with other offers. Cashback offer excludes Tundra TRD Pro and 6/30/26.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Are you all right over there, partner?
I don't hear anything in my headphones, but we're just going to let it rock.
Is it the adapter? It could be.
I don't know.
Here, why don't you try it?
Let's try over here. Hey,
yeah,
there we go.
I think I tried it last week when I was at that spot, and it wouldn't work either.
Ghosts. Ghosts. Welcome into Matt and Kayla. The boys are here. They're in town.
Yeah.
Darius Acuff Jr., Emanuel Sharp, Alex Karaban. They are in Sacramento.
What up, guys?
And you will be hearing from them in just just an hour, actually.
I was like, damn, did they move out the presser?
11 o'clock inside the Golden One Center. At least I believe it's inside the Golden One Center. Typically they do it. This is going to be the first time I'm not actually at this introductory press conference in years, which is going to be very strange. But typically they do it on the concourse of the Golden One Center, the grand entrance that looks over the court. That's where they'll set up everything. Scott Perry and the 3 rookies will be addressing the media here in Sacramento for the first time, holding up their jerseys, taking pictures, answering questions, and we will have that full press conference for you beginning at 11 o'clock or roughly at 11 o'clock. So thank you for joining us. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Another week, the final week before 4th of July. And the final week before the California Classic. We're going to be seeing these rookies in action, y'all, in just a handful of days. The 4th of July, Golden One Center, Kings, Nets, Darius Acuff Jr. versus Michael Brown Jr. And then we have to wait a long time after Summer League is over, but we can enjoy it now. Basketball is back here in Sacramento.
It feels good. This has been a huge, let's just say this. I take this back. Since the postseason and the momentum, like we thought it would, has carried into the NBA draft.
Yep.
It is now carrying into, obviously, all the trade talks that we are talking about every single day.
Yep.
The NBA is definitely having a moment, which is very good considering the fact that there was all of the questions and the controversies during the season. It's a really good time right now for the NBA. It's really exciting.
Yep.
I think it's a good time too because it's the slow season. Like, yeah, we got World Cup going on. We've got other things going on, baseball, but they are really taking over the headlines. So kudos to the NBA.
This offseason is already way better than last offseason was because everybody was scared money last offseason with the apron system. And the apron system still exists. It's just teams are a little more comfortable with it. And since we thank you to the Miami Heat, and thank you to the Milwaukee Bucks for not dragging this nonsense with Giannis out any further and getting it done because it opened the floodgates to everything. And now we have movement all over the league. You guys had it last week, and shout out to Brendan Nunez for holding it down while I was in Seattle over an extended weekend. But with LaMelo Ball being traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now free agency begins at 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. So while I'm not expecting free agency to be very significant for the Sacramento Kings because they quite literally have no money right now after Zach LaVine opted into his player option or picked up his player option today. We'll talk about that in just a little bit and where it leaves the Kings financially. I'm not expecting free agency to be very exciting for Sacramento. But free agency is going to be especially exciting, I feel, around the NBA, including, Kyle, it's going to happen.
Oh,
the Golden Girls to Golden State. It's going to happen, I'm telling you.
Now with Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis and LeBron.
It got worse.
Oh, it's even better.
It got worse.
It's even better. We'll talk about that later on
I
today.
cannot believe we're here.
Oh.
And LeBron's not
Golden
ignoring
guys.
the Lakers. He's muted the Lakers on his phone, apparently.
Come on, baby.
He said that he is too busy working on his golf game.
I'm telling you, Adam Silver wants this. We
Well, of
want the
course
Golden
Adam
State
Silver wants
retirement
it.
home. This is what we want.
The
I love
Golden
it.
guys.
It's gonna be
gotta
so
get Shaq
weird.
the
They're only gonna play 22 regular season games together, but it's gonna be a crazy 22.
Yeah, well,
it is going to be, I'm telling you, it is. I want to know how people react if this actually happens. Like,
I can't
how
wait.
many memes, how many GIFs, or whatever you want to do will be out there, but it is going to be hilarious.
I already got the Golden Girls.
You got to call them the Golden Guys, though. They can't be the Golden Girls. That's already
Why?
trademarked. Because it's already trademarked. You got to call them the Golden Guys. They are guys. You know?
And they are
less fun.
Very much golden.
It's double, alliteration even. You're sticking with the alliteration
Yeah.
still. Instead of Golden Girls, Golden Guys.
Oh, Kayla, that could be your first parody song. The theme to Golden Girls, but with the Steph, Draymond,
We
AD,
could all
LeBron.
dress up here at the, and do we could get the wigs on and do the Golden Girls, theme song.
Yeah, I like it.
Listen, I don't know if I like LeBron going to Golden State that much to dress up as a grandma, but hey.
Come on, have some fun with it. I'll be the oldest one if you need me to.
No comment.
Which one is that? Is that LeBron?
Ruth.
Gladys?
She's the one that has like the glasses, like, and she's like she was always like hunched over. She just looks the oldest. I think it's Ruth, maybe.
It's understandable. So,
Yeah.
so is Betty White the youngest?
Betty White, I believe, was second youngest.
Steph is definitely Betty White, though, because everybody loves Betty White.
Yeah, Betty
Yeah,
White's GOAT.
that's
There was
fair.
one more that was a little, Blanche. Blanche was still
I love
older.
that you're looking at me for confirmation.
I
I've
know,
never seen
I
this show
know.
in my life.
I can't believe I missed Love Island talk.
Dude, Megan Thee Stallion made an appearance last night.
Yeah, but they did that last year, too.
Yeah, but I needed it because
I regret
this
this.
season was going off the trail.
Yeah, we got a lot to catch
It
up
was
on,
getting
Kayla.
derailed, and I did not like it. And then Megan the Stallion saved the day.
I can't believe Sincere and Melanie are still together.
Anyone watch episode 2 of House of the Dragon last night?
No.
I was forced to because
Anthony. Hey, that's my guy, Anthony.
Anthony did.
That's my guy,
And you
Anthony.
were forced to?
Yes, I live in a big Game of Thrones household, and I've tried. I've tried the main show. I've tried the House of the Dragon. It just does not compel me at all. I've tried. I've given it a lot of time, but the second episode was pretty cool because big stuff happens. You should probably watch it.
Yep. No spoilers. No spoilers.
You need to catch up.
I'm not Alan Stiles. I'm not going to start spoiling things on the air for everybody.
Oh, by the way, it looks like Kawhi's probably going to the Raptors. That's crazy.
Let's go.
Or it sounds like the Dallas Mavericks are interested in him and in the hunt for him as well. We got plenty to talk about on today's show today, but we all woke up with the news that everybody saw coming. Zach LaVine is not going anywhere.
I don't think I make too much money. I think I get paid more.
Well, Zach, you're getting paid the most, $49 million. Zach officially picked up his player option. Again, we all saw this coming. He was never going to walk away from that much money, no matter how unhappy or unsure he is about his future and his position here is in Sacramento. And now the question becomes, how do the Kings use him? What is his role here in Sacramento? How many minutes does he play? I'm not trying to sell you on something that I'm not thrilled about myself. Look, I'll be completely honest with you people. I don't want Zach LaVine here. I don't think the Kings want Zach LaVine here. I don't think Zach LaVine wants to be here. But he's here because of the money that the Chicago Bulls were dumb enough to give him and that the Sacramento Kings were even more dumb to trade for. Okay, you have your right to pick up that contract. Good for you. Collect your money. But also, even if it might trend more hostage than volunteer, even though he chose to stay here and take that money, I don't believe he's useless. I don't subscribe to this just send him home or have him sit on the bench and play 2 minutes a night. I don't subscribe to this. He's here. You have to use him in some capacity. It's up to Scott Perry and Doug Christie to figure out the appropriate way to utilize him and his unbelievable offensive and scoring talents that this Kings team could use to help them win basketball games to ultimately avoid the relegation zone, while also not having him take anything away from the younger guys that you're obviously trying to focus on. There has to be a balance, and I don't know where the Kings are going to find it and how long it's going to take for them to find it, but they got to find it, because I just don't subscribe, Kayla, to this. Well, let him count his money at home. I don't buy that.
That's not happening. And if it is happening, it's not a good look. Look, you guys know where I stand on this. It's not a fit right now, but it's reality. So I guess for my own sanity, I need to move forward in terms of okay, he's here. Nobody likes it in terms of him being here and the fit, but we've got to figure out how to make do with what is going on.
Sure.
So how they do that is the biggest question. And one thing that we've been preaching is, hey, will Zach LaVine, come to a type of agreement with Scott Perry, if that has even probably already been done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably already conversations have been had, but what is that agreement that they've come to? If it's not been dealt with yet, it will be dealt with this summer. Mm-hmm. Maybe he doesn't agree to, sitting on the bench and he does fight for minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it has to be, though, something that it does not distract anything else that is going on with this team. That's the one thing that I will say, because this team moving forward should be emphasis on the young guys and what you're trying to build there. I'm not saying sit these vets. That's not what I'm saying.
Yep.
But I am saying the bigger picture has to be on developing the younger guys and making it about them. And so if it does mean that at some point his minutes are restricted in some ways, I'm fine with that. But I am interested to see how this works. I don't want it to be a distraction, though.
The good news is, and I just realized Zach LaVine is over my shoulder. Hi, Zach. The good news is he's not directly in the way of anybody. He's not. Are there other guys that maybe
But he could be on the court.
Sure.
And it could be...
I don't subscribe to, I don't believe, I don't think Zach LaVine's a bad teammate.
No, I'm saying the play in terms of if he's out there with Acuff. And they're both.
That'll impact how they play.
Yeah, that's
for
kind
sure.
of what I'm saying.
Of course, but like I don't subscribe to if Zach LaVine's out there, he's going to take shots away from Darius Acuff Jr. or stuff like that. Like Zach LaVine's going to be out there to shoot. If not, what the hell are you playing him for? And that's kind of ultimately what the Kings have already discovered, and Scott Perry already knows. Like if we're playing Zach LaVine, if he's not scoring, then there's no point in playing him. So if the Kings do not want him to shoot, then there's no point in playing him, period, to which they would probably just sit him down. But I think the Kings absolutely, I mean, they clearly wanted to address shooting in this draft. And we'll talk about the draft as a whole because this is the first time I'm with you since the second round happened and everything that happened in the second round. But like the Kings could use Zach LaVine's three-point shooting desperately. They're the worst three-point shooting team in the league last year. So I do not subscribe to this theory that Zach LaVine being out there is going to negatively impact Darius Acuff Jr. and not allow him to shoot the basketball. I don't subscribe to that. If Zach LaVine were a point guard or Darius Acuff Jr. were a two guard and the Kings couldn't start Acuff because Zach LaVine was here, now we have a serious problem. Thankfully, the Kings don't have that. Again, I'm not trying to sell you on anything with Zach LaVine. I'm just saying there is, I think, a path forward for the Kings to find a way to balance him in, at least to start the season, and at the very least, try and build some sort of trade value to where they can trade him as an expiring contract at the trade deadline. That should be the number one goal for the Kings at the trade deadline, is to move on from LaVine.
But it should be about, hey, how can he should feel this way, Zach should feel this way. Like, how can I better myself to get my value up as well? And the best thing that you can do is be healthy and do whatever you can to put your best game out there. And that would be including like finding some sort of consistency throughout this season, even if it doesn't mean you're going to the playoffs or you're doing whatever, you might envision doing in the future. It's probably not going to happen here, but he could still improve his stock. You're exactly right. Do I foresee that happening? Like, I feel like always we say like these things could happen and then it ends up being a disaster. I hope that is not the case because honestly, I hope that's not the case, you guys, for Darius Acuff's sake.
Of course.
Honestly, I feel like if they do get something going there with those two when they're out together, and you got to figure out the defense. I don't know exactly how that will work, but then that will be good. That'll be good for all sides.
Zach LaVine, in the 39 games that he played for the Kings last season, he did lead Sacramento in field goal attempts per game. He shot 14 a game. Next highest was Russ and DeMar, both at 13.1. Keegan Murray at 13. Obviously, you're now incorporating Darius Acuff Jr. into this. And so he's taking the spot, in theory, on paper, right away from a Dennis Schroeder. Well, Dennis Schroeder took 10.6 shot attempts. So let's pencil in immediately 10 shot attempts a game for Darius Acuff Jr. I think all of us would say that's not nearly enough. You want him to shoot more. Well, y'all, more than likely, DeMar DeRozan's up and out of here. Like, I'll go through the financial situation that the Kings find themselves in just a second now that Zach LaVine has picked up this option, because they got nothing. They are stuck financially. They got moves to make, and the one move that they can make is waiving and stretching DeMar DeRozan, which we've heard a lot of rumors about. Most likely, DeMar DeRozan's not going to be on this team. Well, he took 13 attempts per game, so you give some of those attempts to Darius Acuff Jr. I do not think Zach LaVine playing with Acuff is going to take too many shots away from Acuff right away. But I agree with you, because we've talked about this before. There's no way that Perry hasn't already had a conversation with Zach and Zach's camp of, hey, it's your prerogative to pick up this money. You're probably not going to get that money anywhere else. If you pick up that money, good for you. But here is what you are signing up to be a part of. This is what we're doing. This is how you can play your part in it, or how you won't play your part in it. So there has to be a clear conversation. And now this is where Doug Christie, being a player's coach and being a very charismatic guy, and Scott Perry being a straight shooter, I think really benefits them in this situation, because the three of them will have to sit down and just have a very honest conversation of, Zach, glad you're still here. You're going to be a catch and shoot merchant on the perimeter, my guy. That's going to be your job. Get that 3-point percentage up, and we'll try and get you out of here as soon as possible. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Do you think there's any world, if we're going to have to play both sides here, is there any world that Zach is like, you know what, last year was last year. Like, I might not love being here, but I'm glad to be back. Like, I'm excited to be around some of these young guys. Is there any world that Zach is like, oh, you know what? Like, I know we speak a lot about that side of it.
Yeah.
And how he's frustrated and he doesn't want to be here. Is there a side where he's actually like, you know what? Management is doing a good job. I'm not going to maybe be here long term, but I'm going to make the most of what I've got in front of me. And, you know, we got some young guys to work with. I'm just curious if there's that life of what Zach is thinking.
So I don't know Zach personally.
Right.
I don't have any sort of personal relationship with Zach LaVine. I've never had a conversation with him outside of the media scrum. And I'll be completely honest with you, I don't think he wants to have a conversation with me. I don't think he wants to have a conversation with most anybody in the media here in Sacramento. I just don't think he cares or he really, that bothers him. So I can only make assumptions about who he is based off of what I've seen as a player. And
as a media person?
Who he is, what I've seen as a player.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm definitely not a player. The vibe that I get from Zach LaVine is that Zach is about what's best for him and his family.
Sure.
That's what I get. And that does not have to be a negative. Or like a total negative, because I think a lot of people are going to hear that immediate glow. He's selfish. He doesn't care about the team. He doesn't care about his teammates. Y'all, that's not what I'm saying, and that last part is certainly not the case. And there are plenty of things I will criticize Zach LaVine for. Zach was a great teammate and very involved throughout the remainder of last season. After he had his surgery and wasn't playing, he was just as active on that bench as any of the other veterans were. He certainly wasn't pouting or anything like that. So I want to make sure that that's perfectly clear. That's not what I'm saying. But I think Zach is very much about, I mean, he has multiple kids, beautiful wife. One of his latest kid was born right before he was traded to Sacramento. And financially, obviously, the money is very important to him too. And I think getting the numbers that justify that money and get him more of that money, I think that's more important to him than winning basketball games. I think his career ultimately showcases that. So, okay, if that's who you are and how you're motivated, you can help the Kings win games, but it doesn't sound like that's your first priority anyway, because the Kings winning games for the future has nothing to do with you. But can you help the Kings win games and fill a role that gets you your shots and gets you your looks, but doesn't feature you as the primary scorer? Will Zach subscribe to that as a player? Will he buy into that for Doug Christie? That's a big question mark.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's unrealistic to expect that of him or hope that of him. I don't know if that answers your question in a roundabout way. I think I would hope he'll buy into what the Kings need of him because he's getting paid regardless.
Yeah, goodness gracious. First of all, I'm always happy for whoever finds a way to get paid. I'm not going to take anything away from that.
Right.
I wish I was getting paid like that, man. But in all seriousness, I get it. I get not giving up that money. And I do get that all players are different in terms of what their thought process is, of what their long-term goal or goals are. And like you mentioned, we've never really, really known exactly what Zach is thinking coming straight from him. And maybe we will during this year when we talk to them all at Media Day. Maybe some of that stuff can be talked to in a presentable way.
Sure.
I don't mind presenting it if we sat down with Zach in a presentable way. Being like, what is it like being here? Do you like, just things that you could at least kind of get something from him.
Well, the first question needs to be, do you want to be here?
Yeah.
Is it about the money or do you want to be here?
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to talk. It would be nice to get some answers now that he's opted in. Absolutely. But I'm not going to fault him for opting in and getting his money. I'm not going to do that. No. But you are here next year, unless something changes. I want to see you be the at least best player you can be for the organization this year.
Right.
The best teammate you can be. I don't really care. You're getting paid, be available, and play the best basketball you can play. That's all I want.
Yeah. At 1 o'clock, I think we should dive into this deeper, because at 1 o'clock, I think we should look at what's the best case scenario for both the Kings and Zach LaVine. Where's the happy medium? What do the Kings need, and what can the Kings ask of him and that he'll give that also puts himself in the best position to either get traded where he wants to go,
yeah,
or get another nice deal on the back end. He's never sniffing $49 million again. He's not.
No.
I don't even think he's getting in the 30s.
No.
But can Zach LaVine have a good enough season to where a team lines up and says, here's $28 million a year for the next 3 years?
Yeah.
And a good team at that, not just a garbage team that's just going to give him the green light to be terrible. Like that's the Kings and Zach, I think, can work together to figure that out. I don't know what the answer is to that question, but we'll talk through that at 1 o'clock. But here's the financial situation now, Kayla. You ready for this? This is all according to Bobby Marks.
Okay.
Now that Zach LaVine has picked up his $49 million player option, the Kings are $16 million over the luxury tax. They are already over the first apron. And when I tell you they are just under the second apron, and the second apron is where things get really bad, the Kings are just under the second apron. So, I mean, like we heard Scott Perry said on these airwaves, and by the way, Scott will be doing the press conference with the rookies or up there with the rookies. I imagine since the news broke today, somebody's going to try to ask Scott about Zach.
Yeah.
I think Scott will most likely deflect that question to later on because it's about the rookies today, but I don't know.
I think you should still kind of at least give
someone's
going to
ask.
There needs to be some answer. It doesn't have to be a long one.
He might. You never know. I think Chris Biederman tried to ask him after the draft about Zach and about the other, and DeMar, the rumors about DeMar and stuff, and Scott wouldn't touch it because he was focusing on the draft. But maybe now that Zach's officially opt-in, maybe he will. I don't know. We'll see what Scott decides to do. But regardless, Scott said on these airwaves, Kayla, that the Kings are not going to be a luxury tax team.
Yeah.
Well, my man, you got work to do. We knew this was coming, but now it's real. You have work to do. And even if you waive and stretch DeMar DeRozan, that gets you under the first apron, gets you away from that second apron, but it doesn't fully get you under the luxury tax.
It's not that much money we're working with in terms of DeMar. Like, it would help.
It would free up a little bit.
And as you were out on Friday, there was because we've been talking about DeMar for a minute now, but there was the latest report that they were going to try to trade him. Of
course.
And if they couldn't, that they're trying to set everything up for August is what they want to make sure everything's done by August. So that was the latest report. Again, we've talked about this for a while now, but the latest was that they were possibly going to trade him. And it's I don't really think that's going to amount to anything.
There's no
but
market.
Nothing's changed since the trade deadline. When we thought we thought possibly he had value.
Yeah.
And when he wasn't traded then, we were like, dang.
There's no rush for Scott to just waive and stretch DeMar right now, even though DeMar might want the time to be able to pick where he wants to go. There's no rush for the Kings to do it right now. They can take their time and also wait for circumstances around the league to potentially change in their favor. I don't think DeMar DeRozan has any value at his price point because if you waive and stretch him, then teams like the Clippers or the Heat can sign him for what they want to pay him, which is a mid-level exception or even less than that. So that's a lot different than a $25 million contract that becomes fully guaranteed in January. My theory is, though, the Kings want to try and trade DeMar DeRozan so that they can attach a Devin Carter and his $5 million to that, so that would get them under the luxury tax for sure. I just don't think anybody is going to line up to do that. We'll take the break. When we come back, again, the press conference, the Kings rookies and Scott Perry at 11 o'clock. We'll be taking that live, but coming up next, let's talk through how the second round of the draft went down. I was able to follow it, report on some things, but not able to talk about it with you guys afterwards. Emanuel Sharp is a King. Kayla, I heard you talking about him with Brendan. I think he's going to become a fan favorite pretty quickly. Is he the guy that, I'm sorry to say, Devin Carter was supposed to be? We'll talk about that and our final thoughts on the Kings draft as a whole. When we come back, it's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
You thought Carmichael Dave was done with his food and movie analogies? Think again.
You know what Bad News Bears was? Bad News Bears was the McDonald's double cheeseburger of baseball movies. Hey man, I'll eat it. It's good. I enjoyed it. Not my top 10 of fast food burgers, but I got nothing bad to say about the McDonald's double cheeseburger. It's come through the clutch.
Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
As we roll into summer, there's a new opportunity for you to get a new truck at a great monthly payment at Folsom Chevrolet. At Folsom Chevy, they're now offering 0% financing for 5 years on every new 2026 Silverado half-ton in stock. 0% financing on a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, LT, RST, High Country, you name it. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit, $16.67 per 1,000 finance. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 7, 2026.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
The stars align in West Sacramento as the A's go head-to-head with the Los Angeles Dodgers for a spectacular summer series starting Monday, June 29th. Celebrate the start of the holiday week with an action-packed series. Be there to witness one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the season. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Shout out to Kayla Anderson and Brendan Nunez, along with Anthony, for holding it down on Thursday and Friday while I was out at Seattle. I got to go up to kind of your neck of the woods, not Spokane, but I went up to Seattle. Had a very, very good time. It was very nice up there. Got to walk around downtown Seattle. Got to walk to Lumen
He said he
Field.
would not be going to Pike Street Market. I said, yes, you
I didn't want a fish thrown at me.
I said, yes, you would. And what did he end up doing?
Well,
he went to Pike Street Market.
My wife wanted to go.
Exactly.
So whatever my wife wants to do, I say yes to.
Exactly, because you don't not go to that if you're in Seattle, bro.
The best thing I did at Pike Street Market was after I was dodging fish left and right that were being thrown at me. By the way,
did you see anyone catch one, by the way?
I didn't actually see anybody throw or catch a fish. But I did get to try the cherries, and those cherries are bomb. And then, because they have a bunch of different vendors with like fresh fruit and fresh vegetables, and they were selling like cup of cherries. Oh, they were good. And then the nerd Matt George managed to go downstairs and find tucked in the corner this nerdy little shop that had all sorts of like board games and stuff. And all of a sudden, I go down this magical, beautiful aisle.
Oh boy!
And this beautiful aisle has screenplay scripts
Oh, that's where you got them? I saw that tweet.
Of the Lord of the Rings. Bought those so quick.
Look at that.
Spent almost $100 on screenplay scripts.
Dang.
Dork. Don't care. Don't care.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
I had
It's a
great
beautiful
time.
place.
Great time. Got to walk to Lumen Field, of course, where the Seahawks play, although it's not called Lumen Field right now in the World Cup. We were there while there was a World Cup game going on, Egypt versus Iran, I want to say. And I almost pulled the trigger on getting tickets, but it was like $480 and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
That was the lowest?
That was the lowest.
Wow.
Yeah, $480.
Dang.
And I was pissed because the Mariners were out of town. Not that I like the Mariners at all, but I wanted to go see a game at T-Mobile Park.
It's a beautiful park.
Stupid. I blamed the bride. I yelled at her. I was like, why'd you schedule your wedding on a weekend that the Mariners are out of town?
This always happens to me when I go do vacations in a baseball city. They're always out of town.
Ugh, it's like
I'm
a
like,
curse.
no.
This happens to me every time I go back to San Diego.
Does
I'm
it?
like, I should go to Petco. I haven't been in like 4 or 5 years. Every time it's like, they're on the road.
Yep.
They're on the road.
Always happens. But I really enjoyed Seattle. It was very, very nice. But before I left, while I was at the airport waiting for my flight, I was following the second round and tweeting some things out and tweeting out like what I had heard and seeing who was going to be there and who wasn't going to be there for the Sacramento Kings, essentially. And I know I already put this out there, but as the second round began, I got word that there were 4 names on the Kings list. Now, the order of these names does not necessarily signify like what the order of the board was, like who they would have taken over the other. I do not know that. These were just the 4 names that I was given that the Kings were monitoring and wanted to potentially take in the second round. It was Richie Saunders, the shooting guard out of BYU, who got scooped up almost immediately. Like he was gone quick. Baba Miller, the Kings loved Baba Miller's defense, the small forward out of Cincinnati. Loved his defense. Were very high on that. He didn't come anywhere close to making it to him. I know Trevon Brazile was a big guy that Alan Stiles loved, and Brazile was on the list out of
Arkansas.
Acuff's teammate out of Arkansas, the power forward. Brazile did not make it there, so 3 out of the 4 are gone pretty quickly, and I'm thinking, this list is getting ugly pretty quickly, which doesn't mean it was inaccurate. It just means that the Kings
I think a lot of them we knew they were going to go
They were going to go quick. And then Sharp kept falling. Emanuel Sharp was the last one on this list. He kept falling, he kept falling, he kept falling. Bang, he's there at 45. The Sacramento Kings scoop him up, and they get themselves the second winningest player in Houston basketball history, a 37% three-point shooter on 7 attempts per game. The dude lets it fly. And then defensively, he's a dog on that end. I already heard you guys talk a little bit about the draft pick last week, but in general, looking at the haul of draft picks for the Sacramento Kings, what'd you make of Scott Perry's haul on night 2 of draft night?
I thought it was great. I mean, with what was available at 45, you just listed all those players that, they wished maybe could have fallen to them, but I think getting a guy like Emanuel Sharp at that 45 spot.
Yep.
And look, I know the first reaction by some people that I saw without actually knowing the type of player he was like, what? Another small guard? Like, WTF? And then if you actually went in and did your research and looked at some of the video, the film of him and what he meant to Houston, what he meant to that program. First of all, you cannot play for Coach Kelvin Sampson unless you play defense first, period. Doesn't matter what size you are. And so that upside with his defense is really encouraging. He's just scrappy as hell, right? But to know that he also is a sharpshooter, that's my favorite thing now to say, the sharpshooter. Thank you. He's a good all-around player. Just, you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he'll be on this roster, but if he's down there in Stockton or whatever, he's going to keep working to do whatever he can to help this team or help that G League team. And I think he'll get a shot eventually. Like, all seasons are not perfect. You've got injuries. But what I loved about Scott's draft in a nutshell, I think he knew exactly the players he wanted, the types of players he wanted that would start to build a foundation for a culture here. They're all very similar to what I see from last year's picks in terms of the culture building aspect. But to be able to go out and get some shooters, that's what he did. All 3 of them, what can they do? They can shoot the ball.
Shooting was a very, very significant point of emphasis. knowing how to win, being proven winners is a very big point of emphasis. Of course, Darius Acuff, in addition to having one of the best individual seasons in the history of the SEC, helped Arkansas with the amount of winning and success that they had in the SEC. You had Houston, or like we mentioned, Emanuel Sharp having or being the second winningest player in Houston history, and then you have Alex Karaban, who's been to 3 national titles and wins 2 of them. Like it's just guys that know how to win, and then guys that are tough. Guys that have the work ethic and the desire to give their all and fight through, and different. They all present it in different ways. Darius Acuff Jr. presents it in the way of, I want to be the star, I want to be the guy, so I'm going to go out and get mine, I'm going to outwork everybody in the gym. Sharp presents it in a way that's like, I'm taking on the defensive responsibility, and you're going to have to work your ass off to score on me. And then Alex Karaban, while he's not the quickest and not necessarily the biggest, because I do think he's going to be more of a 4 than a 3 at the NBA level, he's strong, he plays physical, he likes to defend with his chest. Now, he's not super quick at going side to side, but at the 4 spot, I think he can get away with it. And if you try and go through his chest, he's tough to knock over. And he also, for someone who's like a catch and shoot 3-point merchant, he moves really, really well off the ball, not just around the perimeter to get open catch and shoot looks. He's really good at cutting, really good at getting to the rim, where he converted like 67% of his looks at the rim. For a shooter, that's really, really good. So all 3 of these guys check all 3 of those boxes and then add their own elements that the Kings need. With Sharp specifically, though, like, he in so many ways is exactly what the Kings are looking for, and the perfect guy to take a flyer on at 45, because he's used to playing off the ball, even though he can be the point of attack defensive guard, because he played with Kingston Flemings at Houston. So he's a guy that can get his looks and do his thing offensively without having to be a creator necessarily himself, although he can create a little bit. And then defensively, okay, Acuff, if we're out there together, I'm expecting this in Summer League. You don't want to guard Michael Brown Jr. right now, or we don't want you to guard Michael Brown Jr. because maybe you're not quite ready. I'll switch on to him. I'll take on that assignment. Like, that sounds perfect for what the Kings need.
We spoke a lot about that on Friday, and we actually had a guest on one of these days from No Ceilings. I'm blanking his name because there's so many guests that we've had on from No Ceilings. But he had mentioned, too, that look, like he's, like you said, he's not a point guard, but he actually increased his assists per game this year by just, even if by a little. He was averaging, like, he wasn't even averaging anything coming into this year. Now he was averaging like a little bit more this season, but they had also brought up the point, Brendan and him were talking about that whole factor of, bring him in if needed to, like you said, if Darius' defense is not where you need it to be early on, which it's not going to be.
Sure.
Maybe he can do more of those duties. So
just takes a little bit of
makes sense.
Takes a little pressure off your guards.
Yeah.
Especially if it's also Malik Monk or any of those other guards, or Zach LaVine even as well. We'll take the break. When we come back, it's Monday. That means Q&K with Kayla Anderson. That's right before we go live out to the Golden One Center for the introductory press conference of Scott Perry and the 3 rookies. That's all coming up on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging.
Let me check that for you.
To help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
The Sacramento Kings return to Golden One Center this weekend for the California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. Come see top NBA draft picks from the Kings, Warriors, Bucks, and Nets go head-to-head across 6 games on July 4th, 5th, and 6th. California Classic tickets are just $21 or save 30% with a 3-day pass and secure a seat to all 6 games for only $50. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today. Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Joan, a method actor and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Joan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, as a method actor, it's about becoming the ticket. Scratching up, down, stage left, stage right.
So what's your motivation? Because your performance feels so real.
Oh, I was just tapping into my inner Scratchers.
Incredible.
Yes. Bravo me.
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
It's time for Q&K. Kayla's got questions. We've got answers. It's Q&K on Matt and Kayla.
It's Monday. That means only one thing. Q&K with Kayla Anderson. What you got for us, Kay?
All right, so I've been doing a lot of favors this week. I even, on Friday, skipped my 2-minute drill just so we can talk more hoops.
What? Whoa.
Yep.
That feels like sacrilegious. Are we allowed to do that?
Well, to be fair, there was nothing going on, so I was like, why bore the audience?
Well, it's coming back today.
Was
Don't
that,
worry.
Because of the LaMelo trade?
There was a lot going on Friday, and we had a lot of calls. So I wanted to get to the listeners first and foremost because everybody was excited and wanted to share their thoughts about the draft. So I was like, well, why not go to the phone lines instead? So
nice.
We could skip the 2-minute drill for the day. All right, but it's back today. So we are going to stick with the conversation of NBA and the draft, and it just happened. So we've got Rookie of the Year odds out.
Oh, boy.
The latest odds.
I actually haven't seen these. This is exciting.
Yeah, so these are per FanDuel. So everyone is a little different. So just you know who this is coming from.
Sure.
Okay. At the top, the best odds to win it all, Mr. Cameron Boozer, plus 240.
In Memphis, huh?
In Memphis,
He's got the green light.
Yep. Mr. Darren Peterson coming in next at plus 400, but is also tied with AJ DeBonsa. So those two are at plus 400.
Okay.
Darius Acuff Jr. next at plus 450.
Hell yeah. Green light.
And then we've followed by Caleb Wilson, Mikal Brown Jr. Yaxel Lendenborg is actually in front of Keaton Wagler on this one, by the way. Right?
I'll just wait until him and AJ are together in Washington.
They love
because they're
them
trading for AD.
Yaxel. Okay, so my question to you guys, to the chat, to the listeners, in your opinion, who has, I don't want you to go off of this, but in your opinion, who is set up the best to have a Rookie of the Year type of season?
It's definitely not Darren Peterson, and this is not hate for Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson is being plugged into a team that is trying to incorporate a lot of new faces, not just DP, and has expectations of making a pretty significant run in the Western Conference this year. So I think Darren Peterson will have to more fill a role than necessarily get the green light to be himself, although his role might be, here's the green light. We'll have to wait and see how Will Hardy incorporates him.
Hardy.
But I think I like the Cam Boozer shout. I think we already know he is a very NBA-ready, polished player. In Memphis, like, who's taking the ball from him? If John Morant's still there, which I don't really expect.
I think reports are he's supposed to get traded this week.
I would imagine he will. Like, I mean, Cam Boozer has the green light. I'm going to give it to AJ DeBonsa, though, because even with Trae Young there, and we'll see about Anthony Davis, like, AJ is going to get the ball a ton. And the Wizards, while they're expecting to be better than they were, are not in the same position that like the Jazz are in the Western Conference. So if I were putting my list together, I think it would be AJ 1, it would be Cam 2, then it would be Acuff 3 because I think
he's
Acuff,
third on your list.
It's not because I think he's going to be the third best rookie necessarily right away. I think it's because he's going to have the greenest of green lights here in Sacramento to put up numbers.
Score.
Like if Darren Peterson is winning it, it's because he put up numbers and the Jazz are really good. If Yaxel Lendeborg is winning it, it's because the Golden State Warriors have a really good season.
That's like the weirdest one to have him even above Keaton Wagler.
Yeah. That's why, that is weird. Because Keaton Wagler, like if the Clippers played well, and Keaton Wagler in theory, like to me, the best way to win Rookie of the Year is by putting up numbers.
Yeah.
And
we saw it last year.
Exactly.
Because honestly, like Cooper Flag edged out Con Kneppel, but Kneppel actually had a bigger impact.
Winning team, yes.
You know?
Yes, but if AJ or Cam or even Acuff put up better numbers than like a Darren Peterson, even if the Jazz play well, I don't think Darren Peterson wins the award.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, no, I like it.
I'm still confused because I feel like DeBonsa is the person who probably has the best shot to win it.
I would agree.
Then I guess he's kind of co-favorite with Peterson, but he's incorporated into an offense where Trae Young is just like pass. And Washington's also the team that is probably going to make a big leap in terms of wins and losses, but not so big that it's like, Darren Peterson's going to be like the fourth most important player.
Maybe, Kyle, it's because there's just more mouths to feed in Washington than there are in Memphis or in Sacramento even. But like that might be the argument for Cam Boozer is he's going to be the guy in Memphis. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Maybe AJ might not be as much of the guy in Washington. I don't know.
Maybe not right away, but like we saw this year with Kneppel. Like once you realize you've got quote unquote that dude, and when I say that dude, I mean like that dude who's like Rookie of the Year level good. As the season goes on, the team starts to incorporate.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly. They incorporate what they're doing around them, which. If everyone says DeBonsa is that dude, then theoretically, Bub Carrington, Trey Johnson, Will Riley, sorry guys, you got to take a backseat to whatever DeBonsa is doing. Although, you're right, maybe at the start there are going to be some growing pains where they have to tell Bub Carrington to not take so many shots.
Manazit says Caleb Wilson.
That's a good shout.
Josh Giddey's just chucking on that team.
Who is a Bull now.
But I agree with that. Josh Giddey is probably going to take more shots, but Caleb, Chicago will have all the reason to just give Caleb the ball and let him rock. If Caleb can hit threes, especially that corner three, I think he has a shot. If he's not hitting threes, I don't think he has a shot.
I think also the raw counting stats are sometimes, like Cooper Flag won Rookie of the Year because he just had crazy points and assist numbers, and Caleb's not going to get that because Josh Giddey takes like 16 shots a game.
Right.
I think I'm more, I'm not saying he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think I'm just fascinated to see like who he really is Mikal Brown Jr. Like I'm so interested in what he looks like in with the Nets.
You should have a green light there too.
And he should have a green light. He absolutely should. And I guess I'm interested in the fact with him just not playing a lot of games last year, like how has that now translated? How will that translate to this level? How ready will he be from the get-go? Will the back ever come into play?
Yeah.
I'm so fascinated by him and what could or could not happen.
If you were to tell me, hey, I'm Kayla from the future, and I can tell you that Mikal Brown Jr. will explode onto the scene more than any rookie in the first few weeks of the season, like he just comes out and starts putting on a show, I would not be surprised at that.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to be that explosive, and he's a walking highlight, like if he's getting going. So that wouldn't surprise me necessarily. Can he carry that out through 82 games and
that's the big
stay
question,
healthy?
right? Yeah.
For the most part, that's going to be the major question with him.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Acuff could do the same thing, though. Acuff might hit the ground running and just drop 30 points immediately, and we're just like, oh, man.
Sure.
This is a dude.
And we kind of, in a way, we don't expect like 30 points a game, but we do expect like for him to come out and kind of see that from the get-go. We need to see more from him to be like an actual Batman of this team,
Right.
But I think the scoring will be there. I think this could be one of the more interesting NBA watched seasons for the fact that a lot of these rookies are going to play and that a lot of people just want to see like where their careers start, how they start. Because I have questions about everyone. Like, not anyone is guaranteed to just have an incredible season.
Yeah.
I'm really going to be interested in following these rookies and their journey, especially this first year.
The benefit of so many bottom feeder teams ending up being in the top 7 and getting these top picks is that there's now a lot more reason to watch Memphis. There's a lot more reason to watch Sacramento. There's a lot
and that
more
helps the
reason to
NBA
watch.
all around.
And you're going to get maybe a national TV matchup that you would never get, which is Acuff versus Kingston Fleming. So Kings Atlanta might be a national TV game to see those 2 point guards who are so closely connected and battled with each other in the draft go after one another. Or, I mean, you're for sure as hell going to get Washington, Utah between Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa. Like, that's for sure going to be a national TV game. So I think the NBA is going to reap that reward in a major way as well.
Should be fun, though. I'm excited, actually, for this season.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the schedule to drop. And then I get even more impatient because the schedule drops and we realize it's going to be months. And I'm sad.
We might have to talk some football for a while,
At least
Matt.
we get summer league. Hey, football's going to be going to be exciting too, let me tell you. Football's going to be real exciting too. That's Q&K with Kayla Anderson. We still got a little bit of time before we take the break and then get you out to the Golden One Center. Should we break early? Kyle, why don't we do that?
I was going to say, maybe so we can get stuff in line.
Why don't we do that, Kyle? Let's break a little bit early here, and then we'll come back in plenty of time to make sure we get you out to the press conference from the Golden One Center that's happening in just a few minutes, and we have it for you here on your home of the Sacramento Kings at Sactown Sports.
Zach LaVine has opted into his $49 million player option with the Kings. Will the high-priced guard be locked in next to Darius Acuff Jr.? Or should the veteran's minutes be reduced to make way for the new young talent?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We golfers tend to grumble too much. Golf Monthly's Nick Bonfield compiled our biggest complaints. They include our own game. The refrain, is it going to be another one of those days, should maybe be realigned and set about the next shot with positivity. Next is our equipment. We always blame our tools even though they were just along for the ride. Course conditioning is another gripe, and maybe you should try getting up while it's still dark, whether it's 108 or 32 degrees, and deal with global warming, limited budgets, and sustainability. And then go hug your superintendent for what they do. Dress codes get a lot of attention. Some feel the tradition should be maintained, and others are comfortable in T-shirts. It's a game, people. Also in the mix are rules of golf, slow play, the World Handicap System, tee time booking systems, bad luck, and more. I say you get out of it what you're willing to put into it. You're on a golf course, your phone's not ringing, and you might make a birdie or two. Enjoy the moment. There's lots of time left in the day for complaints. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Y'all seen these pictures of LeBron James on the golf course?
You just showed me.
First off, I'm glad.
I thought it was AI.
I'm glad dude's out there whacking it and having fun. But the beard is almost full white.
That is literally, he's getting ready for Golden Guys. His next journey in basketball, Golden Guys. He's embracing the gray.
He looks like a character version of himself from what is the movie where Kyrie Irving dressed up as an old man?
Yes. I know what you're talking about. I can't.
Jesus. No, what was that called?
I can't remember, but it does look like that.
It looks like LeBron dressing up as an old version of LeBron.
It's pretty funny.
Wow.
Pretty funny.
Got to get the dye out for next season. We are just minutes away from the press conference that we've all been waiting for, introducing Scott Perry, Darius Acuff Jr., Alex Karaban, and Emanuel Sharp. For the first time as Sacramento Kings, we'll get to see them in their new threads. By the way, have you seen the, I think Brendan brought it up on the show. Have you seen the new jersey theory with Darius Acuff Jr.? So he's wearing number 5, which, funny enough, was De'Aaron Fox's number for so long.
Right.
Neek Clifford wore number 5 last year. So, wow, that's so nice of Neek to give up his number. Why would he be willing to do that?
We brought it up on, Brendan actually broke it.
Right.
He had a little intel.
Yeah. So Neek getting number 10, but he wore at Colorado State, which is DeMar DeRozan's number. Well, DeMar's more likely gone, so maybe that's why Neek was willing to give up 5. But
I said it all worked out organically, which is if it does, then I love it.
It would have been if DeMar wasn't going anywhere. That would have been an awkward conversation.
Are season ticket holders invited to this? Is that what
I guess
what
so.
all this is?
Or family? I don't know.
Okay, I think there's season ticket holders too in here.
Good for them. Good for them getting to be there. So we will be going out to the press conference shortly. We're just waiting on Kyle to give us the thumbs up that it is getting started. Dave asked this question earlier, and I don't know if I really have expectations of what I want to hear from this press conference other than optimism and excitement. I am excited to hear from, of course, Darius is the main guy, and we love Darius here. Darius is not a huge talker. He's not a man of many words. I am looking forward to hearing from Alex Karaban and Emanuel Sharp a little bit more and learning about them and what they bring to the table and how excited they are. Of course, Darius is going to be asked a lot of questions, and then to hear Scott break it all down too. So, but I don't really have expectations for what I want to hear necessarily.
Yeah, we've heard him talk a lot in interviews, and there's been a lot of separate interviews that happened right after the draft. So I feel like I've heard a lot from these guys, but it is different when they're here in Sacramento, with they're now in front of, Sacramento media. There's some fans there. It should be fun just maybe to get a different feel, and just maybe we get some more personality in a way out of a guy like Acuff. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. For our radio audience that's listening, you will be able to hear the full press conference, of course, in its entirety here. So make sure you keep
also see it.
Well, that's so the radio audience will be able to hear it. For our YouTube audience, we are trying out Something new at Sactown Sports. We are going to have our own streaming feed out there put on by our amazing digital team. We got Frankie Cardicelli, Brendan Nunez, and Chris Watkins that are out there at the Golden One Center. So we're going to be doing that. So if there are any technical difficulties, knock on wood, bear with us through that. But everybody who is on our YouTube stream, and if you want to hop over to the YouTube stream, if you're listening at work, you will be able to see the press conference in its entirety there and see the rookies holding up their jerseys and their reactions and interactions with the media today. This is one of my favorite days too, because it's such a fun day of optimism, and typically as media we only get the opportunity to ask like one or two questions in the actual scrum itself, but then like working in TV, then we get pulled over to be able to do a few minutes with each one of these guys. And one of my favorite things to always ask these guys is, because the press conference is being held in the Golden One Center, I usually have them turn around and look at the entire stadium and say like, hey, can you picture this place being full for when you're playing your first legitimate NBA game? And their responses to that are always so interesting, but they won't have to wait long because the lower bowl is going to be packed in just a handful of days at the end of the week, July 4th.
I know.
We'll get the California Classic.
I can't believe it. We're already at this point, and then we've got the summer league happening a couple of weeks later. In Vegas. So it's exciting, and I know a lot of people are going to be out there this weekend for the 4th of July weekend to see the young ones.
And we have A's baseball going on at the same time. The Dodgers are in town.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rookies are on their way up to the stage right now. Let's go to the Golden One Center for the introductory press conference of the Kings rookies and General Manager Scott Perry.
Okay, Darius, I'll take your jersey. Thank you. Thank you. All right, then we'll take a seat.
Great to see everybody here on this fantastic morning. And thanks for being here to welcome the newest members to the Kings family, Darius Acuff Jr., Emanuel Sharp, and Alex Karaban. First, I want to recognize the guests that are in attendance here today that accompany these young men. Darius's father, Darius Acuff Sr., his mother, Doris Owens, his sister, Deanna Todd, family friend and mentor who I've known for a long time, Rashad Phillips, and his team from WME, one of the top agents in the business and a friend for many years, Mr. Bill Duffy, Justin Haynes, Chris Gilbert, and Lauren Gillis. With from Emanuel's side, his parents, Mr. Derek Sharp and Mrs. Tina Sharp. And also I want to recognize Alex's parents who are back home in Boston, Olga and Alexei Karaban. Welcome from afar. Before I get started, I also would like to recognize the support from the many parties that have been involved in this process over the last several months, starting with our ownership group, to our business side leadership, and the entire basketball operations department. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all for your continued support and your role in this process. As we approach this year's draft, we had a clear vision of what we wanted to add to this organization. We prioritize talent, basketball IQ, competitiveness, character, and the potential to make a long-term impact. Those are the traits that we believe are essential to building a long-term, sustainable, winning organization. Equally important, we wanted to get players who we knew and believed fit our culture that we're establishing here in Sacramento. Darius, Alex, and Emanuel all reflect those values, and we're excited to welcome them to the Kings. A few words about Darius. dynamic offensive creator, a young man who could score from all three levels, at the rim, mid-range, and a very good three-point shooter. He led the SEC in both scoring and assists as a freshman. The first player and freshman to do that since a guy by the name of Pistol Pete Maravich, for I'm sure many of you have heard from. High-level playmaker and someone we're excited to have here with the ball in his hands for many years to come. Alex Karaban was one of the most accomplished players in college basketball. He's the winningest player of all time in UConn Husky history. That says a lot. Two-time national champion. So he brings a winning pedigree. He's an outstanding shooter. He's a connector. He does all of the little things that are important when we're talking about winning basketball games. And Emanuel was a leader of one of the best programs in college basketball this year at the University of Houston. He was also the 2025 Big 12 Player of the Year in their tournament. He's one of the top three-point shooters in the country, and he's Houston's all-time leader in that category. He brings both leadership and winning pedigree. And what else is exciting us about all three of these young men, they all played for Hall of Fame coaches in college basketball. Darius played for John Calipari at Arkansas, one-time national champion. Alex Karaban played for Danny Hurley, outstanding coach, two-time national champions. And Emanuel played for Kelvin Sampson, someone who I've known going back to my college days, who's an excellent coach, been to the Final Four a number of times. So we're excited that they bring that learning and that pedigree with them. We're excited to have them here in Sacramento, and we're looking forward to seeing them play later this week in the Cal Classic and beyond. So with those opening comments, I'd like to open it up right now for questions. Okay.
Hi, my name is Graham Womack. I'm with the Sacramento Bee. A question, free agency will be opening pretty soon. Do you anticipate adding a veteran point guard in free agency?
We're here today to talk about the draft, so I'm not going to talk about free agency today, in all due respect, okay?
Hey guys, here in the second row, Sean Cunningham, KCRA. I wanted to ask each of you, if you don't mind, just you guys touched down last night and you see all those fans out there. What did it mean to you to get that kind of ovation and welcoming here, and just, how does that kind of open the door for what lies ahead here in your basketball journey?
It means a lot. It means a lot. I mean, this is a new chapter for all of us, and ever since I've worked out with the Kings, just hearing about how passionate the fans are, and to see that right when I landed at the airport, it means a lot to me. And it was a super warm welcoming, and it's just an exciting feeling to, play your best basketball out here for the fans.
More the same. It's a great feeling, getting off the plane. It's kind of caught me by surprise. I wasn't ready for it, but they're great fans. It just shows how invested they are, and that's all you can ask for in the fan base. So I can't wait to be out there on the floor, with them cheering for us, and light the beam.
Yeah, like he said, since I've been here, all I've been hearing about is the fans. You get a sense of it when you look like in front of the arena, you see people out there. But I can just tell it's a great city, great fans. No matter what, I know they go support you. So, like they said, I just can't wait to get it started and just ready to hoop again for sure.
James? Darius, over here. When you hear the term face of the franchise and stuff like that's been thrown around about you specifically, does that put pressure on you, or do you embrace that, or what does that mean for you?
No, I don't really feel pressure. It's just basketball at the end of the day. We all been hooping for a long time, so I just go out there and play my game for real.
Kevin?
Hey, over here, Kevin John, ABC 10. Welcome to Sacramento, all of you guys. Emanuel, we were actually on the same plane yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, going off of the previous two questions, you guys obviously know you're coming to a franchise that has not made the playoffs in 3 years since 2023. And you see the excitement here. You see how much this fan base is starved just for incredible basketball, and obviously will support you guys unconditionally. What do you want the Sacramento Kings fan base to know about you guys as people, as individuals? And then my next part of that is, how excited are you guys to take on the challenge of, moving this franchise forward and being that trajectory of taking this team back to the promised land?
It's a great challenge to have. We're all, like you said, great players that come from great coaches. So we have, great standards, good principles that we play and live by. So we're just excited to come in and, make a difference, bring our winning qualities. It's already a great organization. So, every year is a new chance to start something great. So I think this group, can help along with, the great players that they already have here.
I'm going to add something to that. With all of the activity and hoopla that was going on yesterday with their rivals, each one of these young men made sure that, look, I need time in the gym. So every one of these guys you see up here worked out yesterday. So that lets you know, gives you some insight to who they are and what the game means to them. And again, those are qualities that are important to us. We want guys that value and love playing this game. And so as soon as they hit the ground, that was one of the first things they wanted to do. So hopefully that adds a little context for you too, Kevin.
Thank you. Jake?
Darius, number 5 is right over here, buddy. Number 5 is a well-respected number within the Kings organization. First off, did you have to do any negotiation with D to get the number out?
Nah, he reached out when I first got drafted. Welcomed me to the team. I already had news that he wanted to kind of change his number a little bit, so kind of just had an easy process. Just got the number. Just shout out to him though, for sure.
Speaking of teammates, to have Keegan here, to have Dylan here, just for all 3 of you guys, just how much does that mean on such a special day like today to have your teammates here?
Yeah, it means a lot. Just to see them, see the guys you're gonna be sharing the floor with in a couple of months. When we was up there, they was working out, so just to see them down there grinding, just like we do, it's great to see for sure.
Yeah, Sam. It's good to see, the guys that you're gonna be spending a lot of time with. It's good to, start them bonds now. I feel like that's a good ground for, a good team is having players that are connected. So just getting that started now, and it's like Darius said, seeing them in the gym. That's what we're all about. So it's exciting.
Yeah, they pretty much covered it all, but super excited to learn from them. They epitomized what it means to be a King. So just want to learn from them, get better with them every single day, and ultimately just win.
Yes. And I just want to thank them for being here too as well. So that, I don't want them talking about me that I didn't recognize them like that. So I appreciate both you, Dylan, and Keegan for being here.
Slightly to your right, Tristy Rodriguez, NBC Sports Bay Area. Along those lines, you guys just talked about your teammates haven't been added to the team group chat yet. Has anyone in particular reached out to you? And also, is there a player particular that you're most excited to play with?
Yeah, a couple of the players reached out. I know Delmas reached out, Neek, Precious reached out, and I'm excited with Keegan. I've seen him a bunch throughout this pre-draft process, and just watching him play, just the way he shoots and just the way he's been able to make an impact ever since he stepped into this organization is someone I'm excited to learn from and really just spend more time with.
Yeah, Sam Neek reached out to me too, Montes too. It's just good to hear from some of the guys. I still gotta find my way into that group chat. But yeah, like I said before, just excited to get to know the rest of my teammates and like I said, start them bonds.
Yeah, really same answer as him. Everybody mostly reached out, show love. So just to get that support from them is great for sure.
Tony Harvey, NBC Sports Radio. Question for all three of you, because I know, Emanuel, we had mentioned this too about your coach, Kelvin Sampson, who has coached on the collegiate and the professional side, and Darius, Calipari, he's on the marquee, as well as Coach Hurley. Just want to get y'all guys' response, them preparing you guys for this process, this next part in your life, your journey, in your careers, and what that means to you. I also noticed, that your coach, Emanuel, he was at your watch party at your home, and he probably was more excited than you were, but just like to get your reaction about working with those coaches over these years.
I mean, it was probably, that was my best decision, going to Houston so I could be coached by him. Great coach, but, just an even greater person. I learned a lot from him, not even basketball related. He's taught me so much about life. And I think he's prepared me for, what I'm, going to see in the future. At Houston, he puts us through a lot of adversity. And, coming into the league, it's not going to be easy. You got to work for a lot of things. And I think that's the main thing he preached to us, is that, nothing's going to be handed to you. You got to work for everything. And, practices too. It's playing for him. He's going to put you through a lot of things that you probably won't even see, at the next level. So, I think I'm really prepared and, glad that I chose him to be my coach.
Yeah, what Emanuel said too, but Coach Hurley, he changed my life, and I wouldn't be here without him. Just the tough love that he instilled every single day, and just pushing me to be a better person, but person and player at the same time. And I mean, those practices, just the daily habits that we had every single day, it's just those core values that he instilled in me is something that I want to carry over to this organization, just really getting better every single day and just knowing how hard it is to win. And that's something I'm excited to bring here.
Yeah, Coach Kyle, he's crazy. He's crazy, but he like he said about his coach, he's more of a family person more than a coach. He care about you. It's deeper than basketball with him. So I learned a lot of life lessons more than basketball from him. And like they say, he prepare you in practice. The game is really easy because when in practice he make it hard for you. So it was a great plan for him. The whole staff. We had a lot of people over there. Kenny Payne, coaching the NBA. So just playing for them, it was great for sure.
Curious, Chris Peterman of the Sacramento Bee. Just curious, as you embark on your NBA career now, how do you define the goals that you have for yourself long term for your career and your goals for the Kings now that you're taking over at point guard?
Yeah, it's hard for sure. I know what I want to do. They know what I want to do. That's the reason I'm here. But more than anything, I want to win. I'm pretty sure all of us here want to win. We want to bring that back for sure. And they've got a great group to do that, not just player staff too. So just can't wait to get that started for sure.
Ryan Bohammer of Fox Sports Radio. Welcome to Sacramento, guys. Scott, question for you. 4 of your first 5 draft picks have had 4 or more years in college. How much easier does that make the transition for the team? And also, basketball IQ. You just mentioned that and the coaches that these guys have played for. Is that where it starts for you when you're looking at who's going to be a Sacramento King?
It's a very important quality to have, is the basketball IQ. Look, there's a lot of talent in this league, but I have found during my 26 years in the league that can be a separator. Guys who understand how to play, how to fit with different teammates' skill sets. So yes, we do value that at a very high level. The fact that we've drafted, 4 guys that have had, multiple years of experience is very, it's very important because those guys have been through a lot in college. You heard them both reference the practice time and the years, and I've witnessed the practices at UConn and Houston. So when you talk about being battle tested, they have been battle tested in that. And so, and then there's a certain level of life, more life that they've experienced too. Being 22 years old coming in as versus 18 to 19. So it goes back in time a little bit when years ago the draft mostly was guys who were college seniors and juniors. Now we're in an era where most of the draft is going to be one and done we're fortunate though in a guy like Darius, who I believe is a little more mature than his age, and that's a testament to his family and those who are around him, that he comes in as a little bit of an older soul, even though he's 19.
Right in the middle, Marcus D. Smith, USA Today Sports. Just looking ahead to the Summer League California Classic for all three of you, what's something that you're going to be focusing on, you know, just kind of looking at the specific roles that you're going to be playing here for the Sacramento Kings?
Number one, winning, sure. Just trying to win every game. I think that's all of our goal, but just building that connection with them in this time that we have in the summer, sure.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, it starts with winning. You know, that's the first goal. Yeah, just, you know, stepping into, you know, my role, getting used to playing with these guys, you know, playing true to my game. And like I said, getting the chemistry started.
Yeah, what they said, I mean, winning's always number one for me. Just want to go out there, win the California Classic, win in Vegas, get the team chemistry going out there with the different players, and then just trying to identify what I could do to help make an impact on this Kings team. So just trying to showcase that every game.
Hey guys, down on your left, far left here, Jeremiah Solomon with Sports Radio Service. This is a question kind of for all of you guys. You know, your games have been watched a lot in college and all that, but what would you each say is the most underrated part of your games? Maybe something people don't think about when they think of you guys.
I think it's the IQ that I play with. I think just processing plays and just seeing things develop before they actually happen. I think, especially during my time at UConn, we had a bunch of plays, a bunch of sets, and a lot of read and reacting. So I think definitely the IQ that I could bring to a team.
For me, it's probably my defense. You know, when people see me, they probably think of my shooting, but, you know, I like to pride myself on my defense first. You know, I come from a defensive program. So, like I said, we take a lot of pride in, you know, getting defensive stops. So I think that's probably the main area of my game.
For me, I say my passing. I think I can make others better really well. I think just elevating others, just seeing others shine. I take pride in that, so I definitely say my passing.
Graham Womack again, Sacramento Bee. Darius, there was a lot of reporting before the draft, or at least some reporting that obviously the Kings wanted you, but you also wanted to be here. What was your reason for wanting to come to Sacramento?
Just, you know, you feel that connection. Like I said, you know, I had a previous, you know, relationship with him, of course, but, you know, just the coaching staff, Coach Doug, I see a lot of myself in him. So just seeing how real they are, how 100 they are. You know, I wanted to be here, and, you know, I know what they got building, so I wanted to be a part of it.
What's up, guys? Brandon Nunes, Sactown Sports. Welcome to Sacramento. Curious the process for you guys choosing your numbers here. I know, Darius, you're keeping the same number, but what's just kind of the story behind, I heard that number is important to you, and I'm curious the backstory with that and how you two came to picking your numbers here.
Yeah, it came from my dad, of course. You know, he wore it in college. Since I was little, I kind of wore the number, so just been wearing it since around 3rd, 4th grade, and never changed for real, so I always want to continue wearing it, sure, for him.
Me, I wore 34 in high school. My life number is 7, so I try to incorporate it. I did, 3 + 4 is 7. And I've always tried to keep, some form of that. So yeah, I'm just going back to my high school number.
Yeah, Coach Hurley called me Larry Bird a lot, so yeah, I had to go with 33, and a couple of my options were taken, so I wore 33. As a Boston kid too, you're surrounded by Larry Bird memories and just everything that's about him, so just went with that.
G-Man?
Guys, on your left, I'm Gary Gerald. I've been Kings radio guy for 41 years now, which means I'm really old. But I'm really curious about your early interaction with Scott, with Doug Christie. How many times has the term defense been bounced off your noggins?
With him, it's conditioning. But yeah, conditioning and defense, probably the first 2 words for sure. You hear the most, so I mean, it's what you got to do, though. It's the NBA. You need them two things. It's 82 games, so you got to take pride in it.
No, definitely. I mean, being around Coach, being around Scott, it's definitely been defense. And then culture is probably the second word I've heard a lot too, is just establishing a culture and a foundation that you could lean back on through the good and the bad times. And that's something we've definitely talked a lot throughout this process for myself.
Yeah, Same's been constant talk about, defense and culture. And those are two words I'm really familiar with. So, I'm blessed to be in an organization like this that, has the same goals and standards from where I come from.
And I'm just going to add elite conditioning. They're going to get tired of me saying that, but that's what we want to be as a team. We want to be in elite condition. So, but no, these guys embrace it, and we know that they will get there, just like those two guys sitting in front as well, too. They've heard it enough.
Kenny Caraway over here on you guys' left side. Kenny Caraway, ESPN 1320, first and foremost. Welcome to Sacramento. I know it's been a whirlwind week for you guys, getting drafted, getting flown all over the place. All three of you guys, has it hit you that you're in the NBA yet? And if it has, when was that moment? Like, oh, I'm here now.
Just now when I had the jersey, that's when it hit me for real. But getting drafted, that's the ultimate moment. Just being at a table with your family, seeing them smile, that's the best part. So I'd say that too for sure.
Same right now, as we speaking. I was telling my parents yesterday, it felt like I was on a college visit or something, So, but it's getting more real, but it's getting more exciting too. I'm ready to, just get the ball rolling, getting started, settle down, get a good routine. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think hearing your name called, that's kind of like the moment when you realize you have made it. But now it's just, how can I stay in the leagues? How can I make an impact? And really, what Emanuel said, just developing a routine on a daily basis to get better.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you joining us.
And there we go. The introductory press conferences of the three Kings rookies, Darius Acuff Jr., Emanuel Sharp, and Alex Karaban, plus Kings general manager Scott Perry. We got a ton to react to. We will take the break. When we come back, Kayla and I will dive into our favorite things that we heard. There's a lot of good stuff. If I didn't like these rookies already, I'd love them after today. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
You thought Carmichael Dave was done with his food and movie analogies? Think again.
You know what Bad News Bears was? Bad News Bears was the McDonald's double cheeseburger of baseball movies. Like, hey man, I'll eat it. It's good. I enjoyed it. Not my top 10 of fast food burgers, but I got nothing bad to say about the McDonald's double cheeseburger. It's come through the clutch.
Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing. That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Ballnemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
It's time for your Sactown Soccer Report. Powered by Sac Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District.
Mexico won its group and will host their knockout round matchup in Mexico City on June 30th. The United States won its group and will host in Santa Clara on July 1st.
In soccer, defense wins championships. At home, defense stops mosquitoes. Train standing water. That's your backline. Dress with sleeves and defend with repellent. That's your keeper. Keep your doors and screens tight. That's your shutout. Sac Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District. More tips at fightthebite.net. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
So what did y'all think? What do you think of your rookies now that we've gotten to hear from them? And in case you're just tuning in, go, I just missed them. Don't worry. We'll have the full press conference available for you on SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports YouTube channel very, very closely. But we can sum up for you a lot of what we heard. I was taking notes. Kayla, I know you were taking notes. Let's just open it up right now. And feel free to call in too, 916-339-1140. You want to share your thoughts and your takeaways from hearing from your rookies for the first time. But what jumped out to you? What did you hear that you liked?
Well, first of all, I loved the fact that Keegan Murray and Dylan Cardwell were there.
Awesome.
They're probably in town working out and decided, let's take some time. Let's go support our rooks. I thought that just right away shows that you're a good teammate.
Yeah.
And that means a lot for these young guys that are in a new environment. I'm telling you, it means more than maybe some people think.
And it's how they showed up, too. They're wearing towels.
Right.
They're fresh out of workout, which
Yeah.
we expect Dylan Cardwell to be on the Summer League team, so maybe he's doing that. But Keegan being out there working out, that's another good sign.
It's a big deal. And that draws me into kind of the overall thought that I had. And it's just like all of these guys came from winning programs with winning coaches with some sort of culture.
Mm-hmm.
And they felt coming over here, it sounds like, hearing from all of them, that what Scott Perry is trying to create here is hopefully going to be similar to what their experiences were. Now, it might not happen overnight, but I do believe there's belief from these young guys that is going to be created.
Mm-hmm.
And Darius particularly had stated something about the question on why did you really want to be in Sacramento?
Mm-hmm.
And we've heard things here and there, but this was the first time I actually heard it from his mouth saying that, yeah, he felt the connection with Scott Perry, but he saw himself in Doug Christie.
Right.
In terms of that mentality and the way you play and that toughness.
That's what's going to be really interesting is moving to the NBA in general is a massive adjustment. The speed of the game, how much, you can't possibly overstate how big of a adjustment that is. But these three players are going from, again, like Hall of Fame caliber college coaches to playing for a second-year head coach in Doug Christie, who's in his first job.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major adjustment, and those are big shoes for Doug Christie to fill.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like they said, the words that they're already hearing out of Doug Christie's mouth are conditioning, defense, culture, right? Like they're hearing those words a lot from Doug already. It sounds like they're already establishing a relationship with him, which is good. We talked about a lot how Doug Christie really earned the love and the buy-in of the young guys last year, and that's one of the major reasons why he still has this job is because how much those young guys enjoyed playing for him. So the fact that there's already a connection forming between these young players and Doug Christie, who's not going to be the head coach of the Summer League team, but is certainly going to be involved in the wings and on the side too. Yeah, that definitely that stood out to me. Is you want to have that bond and that connection, and the work started right away. And these guys are also, they sound like they're going to be guys that you have to lock out of the gym, not lock in.
They already did a workout.
They got in yesterday, all in the afternoon, by the way. Like, I landed in Sacramento right after Emanuel Sharp.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, so Kevin John and Emanuel Sharp just beat me down the escalator, actually.
Where was Kevin John coming from?
He was coming from Houston as well, because he was on a trip in Houston.
Okay,
so
okay.
Kevin and Emanuel
That's
were on the same
cool.
plane, and I was right behind him. So I didn't get to see Emanuel, and then Alex was right behind us. So we got in at like noon. Acuff got in at like 2 o'clock or something like that. They immediately go to the gym, start getting some work in.
I love that. That stood out to me too. When I heard all three of them had already been in the gym, I was like, all right, they're setting their own standard as well.
Right.
Like, you're not telling these guys, oh, you need to go in the gym. I believe those are the types of players they drafted.
Oh,
they're
for sure.
gym rats. We heard Coach Cal say it about Darius Acuff Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I had to drag him out Christmas break. He wanted to be in their entire Christmas break to work out.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show.
Shout out to our guy Jeremiah, asked a really good question about what they identify as the most underrated parts of their game.
Ooh, I loved that.
And I thought their answers were actually pretty interesting, because some of them pointed out things that I wouldn't consider underrated, but why they pointed out. I'm talking about Emanuel Sharp mainly. He said his defense. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? People thought, like, you've been labeled as a good defender. He says, for my size. Like, people think for my size, I'm not going to be as good of a defender and as physical defender as I am. So Sharp identified his defense as what's most underrated. Alex talked about his basketball IQ, how so much of the UConn offense was read and react, so having to know at all times where you're supposed to be and how to react and how to move. That's a free-flowing style of offense, which Doug Christie wants to play. Doug Christie, while he has plays, he doesn't want to run half-court sets over and over and slow things down. He wants a very read and react, fluid, beautiful style of basketball that he played in Sacramento. Alex has played and understands how to do that with his high basketball IQ and playing that at UConn. And then Darius Acuff pointed out his passing as a playmaker.
He said his passing as a playmaker and helping elevate other players. Something that he was tasked with doing last year when he came in as a young guy out of high school, and where he was used to just primarily being a scorer. And Coach Cal challenged him and said, you have to come here and do this. You have to also share the basketball. You have to set up your teammates. And he not only did it last year, guys, he was the best in the SEC in terms of assists and per game. And I think that is a little underestimated, because we do talk so much about the opposite side, which is the defense. And then the scoring is the plus side. But in between, there is that guy who takes a lot of pride in helping his teammates as well. And I think that'll be a big plus here, and creative way of doing it too.
I am glad that Darius didn't try and take a shot at his defense. I'm so glad he didn't. Can you, if Darius had answered that question with my defense, I think a lot of people would have clowned him for it. He knows what kind of work he needs to put in on the defensive end. So to say that would have been underrated, I think would have been a little bit of a reach for him. But identifying the passing, like, that is something that I think is really important for him to point out, because even though he did lead the SEC in assists, nobody really talks about it, right? Like, we talk a lot about the first player to lead the SEC in scoring and assists since Pistol Pete Maravich. Of course, we're talking about that a lot. But during the pre-draft process, it was Acuff shooting. It was Acuff scoring, his ability to score from anywhere, being a 3-level scorer, creating his own shot. That's all the stuff you heard about. And then you heard about the negative side of the defense. But running the point, being a scoring point guard is important, but you can't just be a scorer and have 4 other guys standing around watching.
No.
And the ability for Darius Acuff, I think, to be an effective pick and roll point guard, and especially how he develops an on-court relationship with Domantas Sabonis first and foremost, I think is going to be a really interesting part of his development.
And that's already a guy he mentioned first and foremost he's excited to play with, is Domantas Sabonis. And now, assuming he will be here, and I think we're on that path if he's going to be here this next year, the more we talk about it, the more I'm kind of like interested to see how that looks with Domantas here. And I know, like, it is always about eventually getting off these contracts, but I'm not hating the idea of being here next year. I think Domantas Sabonis could have an impact on him as well as a rookie. You heard him say who had reached out to them immediately.
Yep.
And it sounded like the same guys that they all mentioned were Domantas Sabonis. Neek Clifford was in there, and then Precious Achua.
That's the one that was interesting
loved
to me.
that. I was like, Precious Achua, huh?
Precious is operating with the belief that he's still going to be here. Like,
Yeah.
he just is. Like, he's operating with the belief that he's still going to be here. He wants to be here, and I think the Kings definitely want him here. I thought it was interesting. Acuff said that Neek reached out to him and said, hey, man, number 5 is yours. Like,
that was cool.
That's pretty cool for Neek Clifford to do. Before we go to break, because we have Pick a Side coming up next, don't worry, we're going to get back during our lunch break at noon to press conference reactions. So if you want to call in and share your thoughts about the press conference, plus other major stories happening around the NBA today, we'll get to all of that at noon. But right now, Jacob wanted to weigh in on the rookie press conference. What up, Jacob? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How you guys feeling today?
Good.
Good. Hey, I just want to call in. I mean, I knew Acuff was going to be a dog, but on that conference, someone asked him the question, "What's it feel like to be the face of the franchise? Do you feel any pressure?" And Darius just simply said, I don't feel pressure. It's just basketball. I don't feel any pressure at the end of the day. I love that. I mean, if you needed any more evidence that he's a dog, oh, my goodness, that's it.
Jacob, and that's a good point by you, too, because did you catch the point? Like, it's how he said it, and this is at least how I interpret it. It's like, yeah, there's no pressure to do it, but I want to be it. Like, it wasn't like him saying there's no pressure, like, because I don't necessarily feel the need to take on that role. We know that's what Acuff is about, but he feels like he's naturally going to get there because what he does makes him that star.
Yep, and you could just tell by the way he carries himself and he answers those questions. He even says, you know, when he's here, someone else asked him, they said, hey, you know, what's your goal here, long-term goal? He said, I want to win. I want to win. He cares. You can tell that he cares.
Yeah.
Jacob, thank you so much for the call.
And I wanted to add to that, some players can say that, and they're just saying that to say that.
Right.
Darius lives that and has lived that since he was in the gym at 7 years old. And it reminded me of when Coach V was on the show on Friday, his youth coach. And he used to keep his family members calm in state championships because they'd sit in the front row. And he'd have to go and say, calm down. Like, because Acuff just has that in him. Like, you cannot teach that. You're born with it. I truly believe that.
Well, if you want to hear more from Darius Acuff Jr., you're in luck. 2:30 today. The Drive Guys, Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles, will have Darius Acuff Jr. on the show. So make sure you tune in to listen to that. We'll hear a little bit more from the Kings' newest star, hopefully, in the new face of the franchise at 2:30 with the Drive Guys. Right now, we'll take the break. When we come back, it's Pick a Side up next. Then we'll get back into the press conference reactions and all the crazy stories around the NBA in lunch break at noon. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Dylan.
I actually used to manage a parts department for a car dealership, and we would get stuff from Rock Auto if I couldn't get it from my dealership suppliers. You pick the year, you go through all the drop-down menus, and it just makes it really easy to navigate and see what you want. Like a wheel bearing, for instance, for a Corvair that I have. Rock Auto's catalog made it really easy to find that specific one that I was looking for.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Megan, trapeze artist and scratchers enthusiast. So, Megan, what do you like about playing scratchers?
Well, they're easy to play when I'm hanging around.
Oh, okay. Like when you're relaxing?
No, like when I'm hanging on the trapeze. I swing upside down, then do a quadruple somersault, all while playing a scratchers. Watch this. Ta-da!
unbelievable.
I know, right?
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
We'll get back to our reactions and breakdowns of the great introductory press conference that you heard right here on Sactown Sports, featuring all 3 of the Kings' new rookies and Kings general manager Scott Perry. If you want to call in and share your thoughts on what the rookies said, what you liked, how excited you are for the California Classic beginning this coming weekend, now's the time to do so. 916-339-1140. And right now, it's time to pick a side. Kyle Ledbetter's back with us. What up, Kyle?
Yes. For the first time in 11 days?
Something like that. Have a good vacation.
That
How was
Friday
Hawaii?
It was nice. It was very nice. I had a terrific time.
Hell yeah.
And you'll enjoy this. I technically was watching the Kings draft, but it was at 2:30 in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Because it's 5 hours different?
3 hour difference.
3 hours. 5 in Central. Okay.
When I went to Hawaii for my honeymoon in September, football literally begins at 7 a.m. Oh,
that is right.
Glorious. It's the best. We're just at the pool watching football literally all day long, and Sunday night football is like 2. Oh,
that's actually pretty
wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah, so I was there for the draft and a couple days after that. It was pretty good.
Nice.
Anyways, back to pick a side. The Manning Family Passing Academy took place this weekend and featured Arch Manning.
Yeah.
I know Matt's been wanting to talk about him for a while.
Kayla, it's your favorite.
It's not my favorite.
Do you think he's going to win the Heisman?
No.
Number 1 pick, the great Arch Manning?
Come on, Kayla.
No.
He's the best.
Look, I actually feel in a way, I think his grandfather came out this week and said, look, no one, he did not come up here and say, I'm going to be Peyton Manning.
Sure.
There is a lot of pressure that was put on this young man that he did not ask for.
Yeah, it's just the name.
In fairness, it's not like I don't like Arch Manning, but I don't subscribe to that. I am not one of those people that say he's going to be the next Peyton Manning.
Right.
I'm a realist.
Right.
And I just was always pump the brakes on this young man, because we used to talk about him all the time down in the South, right? Look, I think he improved at the end of the year. He's got a lot of work in terms of his footwork. He's got a lot of things that he's got to figure out if he wants to go into the draft next year and be a high pick. Watch out for the quarterback for Ole Miss, guys. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. Watch out for Ole Miss's quarterback in terms of making a statement next year.
Old man Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah, I know Dante Moore up in Oregon is the favorite, I think, for a lot of people, but keep your eye on that Ole Miss quarterback.
Listen, Arch Manning has impossible shadows to overcome or live through, which is his two uncles being 2 of the greatest quarterbacks ever in Peyton and Eli. So naturally, there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure. If he lives up to that pressure, it's a freaking awesome story. So that's why I'm rooting for him, because I think it's cool to continue that Manning legacy. But yes, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on him. If he wins the Heisman, it would be sweet, but I also want him to win the Heisman because of how he plays, not because he's Manning and how he plays. If he does well, but there's Manning on his back, that doesn't make him more deserving of the Heisman than if Dante Moore or somebody else has a better season than him. But I'm rooting for him because I like the Mannings, and I like the legacy, and I like these stories of when you already have someone say, you're born on third base. Yeah, but you're expected to steal home without any failure.
Yeah.
And that's difficult to do.
I don't think he's actually that good, but I also acknowledge that college football season changes all of that stuff. Like, Joe Burrow was like the 15th ranked quarterback for the Heisman his year, and Jaden Daniels was supposed to be like a 8th or a 7th round pick or
Look
something
at Fernando
like that.
Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza, same thing, right? Fernando was supposed to be like a 5th round pick. So I acknowledge that like the college football season is going to change some of that. But on the other side, Garrett Nussmeier was supposed to be the number 1 pick going into last year, and he went like in the 7th round or something. So
you can
like,
fall.
There's going to be a lot of change that happens. I honestly think the guy from Ohio State, Julian Sayin, has a chance to be like a top pick too.
Ohio State always is like, what players aren't in the mix there?
Just write him in permanent ink.
Yeah,
Ohio State.
I mean, he's really good, and he has the guy who probably should be the number 1 pick in the draft this year, which
Jeremiah
is
Smith.
Jeremiah Smith.
He will be.
He should be. I've never been more convinced a player is going to the Hall of Fame than Jeremiah Smith. So anyways, I say all that to say, I don't think Arch Manning is actually that good, and I don't think he's worth a first-round pick right now, but there's a ton of development that still has to be done.
And they, again, picked Texas for a reason for that coaching staff, so we'll see if they can get him to
Sark is going to get fired if not. The vibes are already bad, so I hope it works out for his sake, for Arch and the players' sake. I don't care about Sark, but fans already hate Sark in Texas, so we'll see how that goes.
They hate every coach they have.
Yeah, but they liked him for like 2 minutes, and then it was over. Kevin O'Connor says that Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant will be traded this week. Do we think that? I think Dave was reading off the odds list. It was like Orlando, Miami,
not Sacramento.
Toronto,
No,
I think
Sacramento.
was on
Not
there.
interested anymore.
We got our boy.
Yeah, exactly. I saw the report was going around again that like they have to attach draft capital for the Morant.
That's a real thing. I mean, that's the point we're at now. He just dropped an Instagram kind of statement that like working quietly, and it was like a picture of him like working out with his like 8-pack or whatever. I will say this about Ja. I know there's a lot of hate surrounding Ja because he put a lot out there that drew that in himself. I do believe he's working behind the scenes to get back, and I am actually rooting for Ja to find his second, wind in his career and his life. Honestly, I don't think he's a bad person.
No.
And he deserves a second chance. I don't know who's going to take that. Somebody will, but I think he's getting traded this week.
Quick side note, I'm so sorry to interrupt this. This is from our own Jeremiah Salmonson here in Sacramento, a good friend of the show. Apparently, if you're going to see the A's and the Dodgers tonight in Sacramento, one, that's a super hot ticket,
First
but
pitch.
there's an even bigger benefit. All 3 rookies,
Let's
Darius Acuff
go!
Jr., Emanuel Sharp, and Alex Karaban will be throwing out the first pitch tonight
Cool.
for A's versus Dodgers. in Sutter
That's
Health
huge, man. That's
pretty cool.
huge.
Neek-
Against the Dodgers?
And Neek and Max got to do that last year, too. Which
But
is
it's against the Dodgers.
I know, against the
That's
Oh,
even
one of them had a
bigger.
bad first pitch. I can't remember which one.
I don't remember.
Who has? Okay, bets real,
Sabonis had a bad first pitch.
bets real quick.
Oh, Sabonis did.
Yeah, Sabonis, when he did it, had a bad
Who has the best pitch? Karaban, Acuff, or Sharp?
well,
Karaban, big boy.
No, put me down for Sharp. I think Sharp's gonna have a.
Okay, I'll just do something. I'll do Acuff just to be different.
He's accurate.
No.
He'll let it fly.
Big boys always. It's easier to throw
Karaban.
it down the
Okay.
mound.
All right.
Anyway, getting back to the actual topic. Yeah, I think Ja Morant is now like mini version of the Giannis situation. Like, it's over. We know it's over. Just get it done. And unlike the Giannis situation where the Bucks were holding out as much hope as possible to extract every little bit of value they could, the Memphis Grizzlies just have to recognize that there really is no value to be had and just find the best way to move on. Like, there's a reason why, and we laughed at it at the time, but turns out to be true. There's a reason why the Kings were saying, yeah, attach a pick to it, and we do it.
Well, yeah.
Like, that's the value of Ja Morant right now. I still think the Heat make a lot of sense if they have any interest in that, but like, there's definitely places that I think are interested in taking a flyer on Ja that he could help. So I still think Ja has a lot to give. The biggest thing standing in his way is health. I genuinely, this could be stupid, I'm not right now worried about off the court Ja right now. I'm just worried about being able to stay on the court because he's healthy. Not because he did anything stupid. That's
agree.
what I'm worried about with Ja right now.
Yep.
All right, last question I've got here. It's crazy wording, but Kayla wants to know what the best 4th of July meat is.
Oh, God. I mean, if you're going to take... Look,
You wrote the question.
I know, but it's meat. It's what's for dinner. Beef. What's for? Oh God, get out of here! I'm working with 2 kindergartners.
You wrote the question,
and you literally set it up to be disastrous.
All you had to do was put hamburgers or hot dogs on 4th of July, and you wrote best 4th of July meat.
Sorry, wanted to say it. That's what it is. Is it not? It's not poultry.
Meat. It's what's for dinner.
It's not poultry. It's not seafood. So answer the question.
Hamburgers.
Chicken is also meat.
It is.
Well, I mean,
hamburgers.
If we're gonna slice
no,
it
it's hot dogs, by the way.
What?
Different categories.
Well, it depends.
Hot dogs for you?
Because hot dog is a broad term.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking like
Brats?
like?
Are we talking brats?
I was gonna say hot links, but
No, those are too spicy.
Also.
Brats are like if you can get some good Italian brats with some good herbs and spices in there.
I love.
But give me a good burger. Yep.
Cheeseburger. Excuse me.
Give me a good burger.
Put some bacon on that. Like grill up some bacon.
I've been making mini sliders at my house.
You told us that.
Oh,
yeah.
So good.
Is it like got the infused? What's just normal meat?
No, just normal meat, and you just make little patties out of them. You use Hawaiian rolls and a little bit of cheese, and you're good to go.
There's something about mini like candy bars and mini,
Candy bars suck.
Like candy bars suck.
Just across the board.
What?
I said what I said.
You're a weirdo.
No,
there's such a variety that you just don't like the shape.
No, it's just overrated. Candy bars.
Jeez Louise.
Give me a good packet of Skittles or Starburst or something.
I was gonna say I don't really.
I like those too, but I don't hate candy.
I didn't say I hated
bars.
candy. I just said they're overrated.
Oh, Munchkins, those little donuts from Dunkin's too.
Dunkin',
just everything like.
Are those
miniature.
donut holes or like the little?
They're little donut holes. Yeah.
But they're even smaller than normal donut holes.
But they're actual donut holes, versus the mini powdered donuts, because those suck.
No. They're donut holes, and they come in all different assorted flavors.
Donut holes are the best things to get.
They're so good. Anyway.
All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, we're getting back to your press conference reactions. Call in right now, 916-339-1140. Your thoughts on what the rookies had to say. Kayla and I will continue that conversation. Plus, lots of stories around the NBA, including Jaylen Brown versus analytics. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
That's the sound of savings happening right now at Elk Grove Honda. You remember, right? Elk Grove Hondas are still cheap. And right now you'll find a good deal more on new Honda gas and hybrid Accords, Civics, CRVs, and more fuel-efficient Elk Grove Hondas. Every sale is done right here, under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Come see why generations of families return again and again to Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, because Elk Grove Hondas are cheap.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good?
It's Alan Styles. With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason. Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
The stars align in West Sacramento as the A's go head-to-head with the Los Angeles Dodgers for a spectacular summer series starting Monday, June 29th. Celebrate the start of the holiday week with an action-packed series. Be there to witness one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the season. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is your job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
You want to know how committed we are to this show? Kayla and I will do this show while bleeding if we have to.
I know.
Bloody nose
He
right
had a
now.
nosebleed in the break. I said, man, what's going on?
Listen, during the summertime since I was a kid, my mom gets them too, like chronic nosebleeds for no reason. Just it's during the summer. I don't know what it is. But
I used to get them as a kid too, chronically. I don't know. I grew out of it, but it sucks, man.
Allergies this year have killed me.
It's been bad.
So I've been, as many people heard, like the last couple weeks, I've just been plugged up. So I went and blew my nose a little bit too hard and started bleeding. So I'm fighting through it. But if I start gushing blood on the air, it's just because I'm press conference. I always enjoy the press conferences, but all three of them, I mean, they just made really, really good first. If you can win a press conference, they won the press.
Yeah, they weren't. It's not like we got like oozing personalities out of them. That's not what you're gonna get probably in a presser where they're all three sitting up there together with their GM right there. But I did feel they really handled themselves well. They looked and it felt professional. And again, Acuff is only 19 years old.
Right.
I keep forgetting that, like, he is so young. The other two have been in college, and had experience with the media.
And I'm sure he opens up more around his friends and family and the people that he loves, but he's definitely more of, I'm going to let my game do the talking, not talk myself. That being said, Darius Acuff Jr. will be on our airwaves today at 2:30 with Whitey Gleason and Alan Styles, the Drive guys. I just can't wait to hear how Darius Acuff handles whatever Alan is bringing to the table.
Look,
because if it's Celsius up, Cellied up Alan, Darius might just hang up.
I do wonder, though, like, I think what the key is with Darius is, like, you're never going to get him to just, maybe Cellied up Allen can get something out of him.
Alan, behave yourself. That's all we're saying. Don't defense, or like the Sac B asking about free agency for some
by the way, that was so weird.
I don't know who that was.
So weird.
Shout out you starting an introductory press conference for rookies asking about
read the room.
A free agency question that probably had everything to do with Russell Westbrook.
I always respect that one reporter, though, who asked the question no one else wants to ask.
You don't do it at the start.
Yeah, you probably
You
shouldn't
can't
start
set the tone like that. That's something you have to know.
I just like that Perry just started laughing.
Okay, if it to set the tone like that.
Well, we've shared a lot of our thoughts on that introductory press.
What's up, Joey?
I'm here. Hey, can you hear me?
Gotcha, loud and clear.
He is 19 years old, not old enough to drink, but barely enough to vote. But he carries himself with great maturity, and that's exciting to see. And as far as the other two, we're excited to see them come in and play with our young players and our young core. And real quick, there's a big box store that rhymes with hams. They do prime rib sliders.
Ooh.
And they're very expensive. I'm telling you, the best, juiciest little slider you'll ever put down.
See, that's what you get on this show.
Stop. You're making me hungry.
That's what you get on this show.
I'm so hungry right now. I was like, okay, I'm going to go down and get something in the break in terms of Cheez-Its or something. But now he's talking about prime rib sliders.
That's what you get, man. Let me tell you about Darius Acuff, and let me give you a 4th of July barbecue tip on the back end. That's why we love this community. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for calling in. Matt, for a probable starting 5. Darius Acuff Jr. at the point.
Mm-hmm.
Emanuel Sharp at the 2.
Nice.
Neat Clifford at the 3. Alex Karaban at the 4. And then if Max plays, Max will start at the 5.
Do we know anything yet on the status of Max?
We haven't heard any official Summer League and California Classic rosters shortly. But I assume Max is playing. But either way, if Max doesn't, you got Dylan Cardwell right there.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I mean, how fun.
The team's going to be great.
How fun.
And then you got John Elmore hanging around somewhere.
Let's go, John.
John Elmore, I don't know this, Kayla. He is 31. He was the oldest. He's bald, balding, which is funny because all these dudes are like 19.
Sure.
And then he's the oldest player on the Summer League roster.
That's great.
Every team needs their vet.
Oh, yeah, he's that indeed. 31.
He didn't want to go to Europe. He'll just be the face of the Stockton Kings.
There you go.
Well, someone that I already know is very fired up about.
What's going on?
What up, TC?
What's up?
Hey, man, I'm vibing. Listen, and we're going to be looking back at these airwaves back and saying, how did the Kings get 3 of the better players in the draft if not Sharp, bro? Fit us. I like how all the players reached out and, hey, that raised everybody's eyebrows, right? We all know Precious was coming back. Everybody thought that Precious was going to outweigh. Precious is saying, listen, I'm ready to take lesser than what I really want to stay here. It's not a free agency. This ain't a free agency town. Wait till players get out here, bro, and they love it and they don't want.
Some glitching going on, so we're working on getting that fixed. So shout out everybody for letting us know. We'll try and I almost accidentally got to be a part of yesterday, which is when Kings fans, and this is completely fan organized. The Kings don't do this. The fans rally. They find out when the players are going to arrive and go and meet them at the Sacramento International Airport, give them a warm welcome, and shout out all 3 guys, Emanuel Sharp, Alex Karaban, and especially Darius Acuff Jr. All 3 took the time to say hello, to take pictures, shake hands, sign a few autographs a little bit, got to feel the love of Sacramento right away. Even Scott Perry was out there talking to fans a little bit, taking some pictures with fans. So it's one of the coolest things Sacramento does, to where you can, Acuff heard the rumor, and then they're going to experience that tenfold come the California Classic this weekend.
You can already feel the shot of youth in this team, right? And again, it's not going to be like an all young roster. Like, there's going to be plenty of youth in the roster, but there are going to be these vets that are still here. And it's important to have vets here. You've got to have vets on the squad.
Yeah.
They're going to be working through things next year and trying to, get some of these contracts off the books. But there still is plenty of youth now that is starting to kind of embrace the city. I think it's going to be fun to come and watch these games, especially to start the year, to just have that energy. Because I remember the one game that I went to last year to actually watch and not, report on the team or anything. It was with my family, and it was when they were playing the Pelicans.
Yep.
And when those young guys were out on the court together and they were hooping and they were making some of these guys look like they weren't veterans on the other team, right?
The block, Cardwell's blocks on Zion.
On Zion and stuff. It was just only natural to just want this team to win.
Right.
So I think that'll be fun to have just more youth on this team.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, look, as much as Darius Acuff Jr. wants to win, as much as Alex Karaban and Emanuel Sharp want to win, all these guys on the Kings, Dylan Cardwell, Maxi Murnau, they all want to win. I get it. This is going to be a process, y'all. Like, this is not going to be more than likely is not going to be a winning season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just be aware of where the Kings are at as an organization. That's okay as long as they're moving in the right direction. But that doesn't mean it can't be a fun season. And I think that's what I don't want to speak for Sacramento Kings fans, but I'll speak for my own fanhood. I mean, someone who's already going to be out there because it's my job and I'm lucky enough to do it. Mm-hmm. But as a fan, if I was a season ticket holder, okay, I want to go out there and know that every single night I'm going to see a team that's competing. Every single night, I'm going to see a team that is getting better. That doesn't mean they're not going to have bumps in the road. That doesn't mean they're not going to have embarrassing performances, whether it's in Sacramento or on the road. I want to see a team that from point A to point B, from game 1 to game 82, is clearly buying in, playing better, and at any point they can get an exciting win or go on one of those runs that gets the building rocking. I think this city, even for a team that wins 30 games next season, I think this city will respond loudly to a young core featuring some of the older players like Domas and Zach and Keegan and all them, but a young core that just plays hard every night and starts to show an identity to where we know what we're going to get every time we watch Kings basketball. Mm-hmm. We couldn't say that last year. If we can say that next year, I think the city will respond to
I think there was just so much confusion on what this team was supposed to be last year, though. Right. There's some people that came in thinking that this could be a team that actually competed for a playoff. There's some of us who were like, this is too much of a jacked up roster for it to work. I think all of our thoughts coming into last year were all over the place. While this year, Matt, I feel like we're at least on the same page. We all know that this could be a team that is just working to get to that point. Maybe the expectations aren't so high.
We will see what the Sacramento Kings get back in this deal, but we got some breaking news from Shams Charania. Let it rock.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
There it is.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
The Sacramento Kings are trading guard Devin Carter and a future second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks, sources tell ESPN. My guess is, since they're attaching a second-round pick to it, this is for Atlanta to take that $5 million contract off of the Kings' hands. I would not expect the Kings getting anything back in this deal. The Kings essentially just salary dump Devin Carter, who gets a fresh start in Atlanta. Listen, the cards were stacked against Devin from the beginning, from the shoulder injury to being drafted by a general manager that was already kind of on the way out and then well on the way out by the way that season was going. His head coach was fired before he even got a chance to play and then had to deal with the coaching change. Like, there's a lot that Devin Carter dealt with, and I didn't have too many interactions with him every time. He was cool. I wish him the absolute best over in Atlanta, but this is a smart move by the Kings.
Yeah, again, wishing him the best in his career moving forward, but it just didn't fit, I don't think, what Scott Perry envisioned for, the future of this team, at least. Him as a player, I didn't know Devin Carter. I enjoyed watching him at times last year when he did come in, and he did play his heart out at times last year when he was given the opportunity. I just know, we've said it so many times before, when a general manager does not draft a player and it doesn't fit their exact vision, more times than likely it's not going to work. Yeah. Or they're not going to stay here. And especially now with what did they just do in the draft? I mean, they drafted a point guard. They drafted another guard. So I think this is the best for both sides. And again, good luck to Devin Carter in Atlanta.
Make sure, Kyle, that my math is right, but I believe by trading Devin Carter and by stretching and waiving DeMar DeRozan, the Kings would then be under the luxury tax by a couple million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and again, I don't want to be super in the weeds. That opens up the non-taxpayer mid-level exception to them, which they would probably use to re-sign Precious Achiuwa. So if they stretch and waive DeRozan in the next couple days, in addition to this move, that would open up they would be able to sign Precious Achiuwa with this exception and then fill out the rest of the roster, probably with minimum players, I would guess.
Can I so someone in here said, well, what is going on with our backup point guard position then? So obviously that's something they're going to have to address, but Malik Monk is still here, which we've talked about. I don't know if he will be here long term, but right now he is there. But yeah, they're going to have to do something to add to that backup spot too, I think.
The Kings did, and I'm not saying they're not going to try to move Malik Monk anymore.
Yeah.
But the Kings very much tried to move Malik Monk last summer. He was very much on the block. We know he was brought up a lot in conversations with the Golden State Warriors for a potential Jonathan Kuminga deal. I just don't think there's a market out there for Malik, and he's making $20.1 million this season. And then this coming season, and then we'll have a $21.5 million player option the following year. So he's essentially got 2 years left on his deal because I don't see Malik waiving or walking away from that $21 million, which will probably be the most he ever makes in a single season, I would guess. So Malik Monk's going to be here. Malik Monk at his best with the Beam team, granted, very different team, but at his best with the Beam team, he was essentially, if you don't want to call it backup point guard, then call it secondary ball handler.
Yeah.
Like if Darius Acuff Jr. is your starting point guard and Malik Monk is filling the time off of the bench, and then you can play the two of them together sometimes, although defensively that might be a problem. But hey, you're already doing Zach LaVine, so why not? I think like that's how you use Malik Monk. I think the Kings felt and knew since Summer League of last year that Devin Carter as a backup point guard option just was not going to fly. It just wasn't going to work. They felt it, and it just wasn't a feasible option.
Guys, Russell Westbrook is a free agent.
Yes.
So, yes, they could technically sign him back here, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Realistically,
right
it would only be on the minimum.
Right,
because
exactly.
you can sign as many minimum guys as you want.
Yeah.
And the Kings literally have no caps. By waiving DeRozan and trading Devin Carter, they create enough money to sign Precious, and then literally after that, they've got like nothing else.
Yeah, no money.
Yeah.
Unless they can figure out this DeMar DeRozan situation, right?
At this point, though, I think they're probably financially already going to move DeMar. Now, maybe a team is like, we will take him for 2 seconds because we would rather do that and we won't sign him in free agency, but they're not going to get another player probably back in return for DeRozan.
No. Unless it was a contract for contract, which the only reason the Kings would even remotely do that is if that player were essentially a rental that they would want to take a look at. But again, I don't see any scenario
I
of
don't
that
either.
happening.
They are counting on about $20 million to come off the books of DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
Maybe they'll get like someone's second-round pick because the team is like, we want to pay DeMar DeRozan the $25 million, and we don't think we can sign him in free agency. But that team would have come up by now if that team was out there. They're probably going to waive DeMar, stretch it over 3 years, and that'll create just enough money to have the mid-level exception to sign Precious Achiuwa. And then I think at that point they'd have 14 players.
This is an interesting comment from Aaron Mick. Matt, I don't know if it's a smart move by the Kings considering they picked up his option last year and now they have to give up a second-round pick to get off him. Maybe a necessary move, but not a smart move. I understand that. It was a little perplexing why the Sacramento Kings picked up Devin Carter's option in the first place when they could have let him go.
That is interesting.
I genuinely I remember Jake LaRavia didn't have his option picked up, which severely hamstrung how much the Kings, who then traded for him, could offer him in any free agency scenario. So maybe the Sacramento Kings did it just to give themselves more flexibility in trading situations to be able to move on from him, and whichever team would acquire him would therefore have more. So now the Hawks, he has a $7 million final team option next, not this upcoming season, but the following season that the Atlanta Hawks could take if they want, or they could decline if they don't want Devin Carter necessarily going forward. But maybe it's just to keep a little more flexibility. And I always thought the Kings would look to attach Devin Carter to something to sweeten moving on from it. Ultimately, they didn't feel like they could do that, so they moved on from him salary-wise. I understand the comment from Aaron, though, because it's a second-rounder.
The short answer to your question about why they would pick up the team option is that basically no player gets their third-year option declined in the NBA. You'd have to like really hate the player because you have to make the decision before the season.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like you would have to decide in like 12 months that this player that you spent a first-round pick on is just straight up not an NBA player.
That would essentially mean Scott Perry coming in and going, this dude is so not my guy, to where it's probably something more off the court than it is on the court, that we're not doing this. And in this case, the Kings very much, you remember last summer, the Kings very much said, well, we're going to take a look at what he could potentially be as a point guard.
Sure.
And they got a year's worth of look, and there wasn't anything there for them.
To that exact same point, I always make this with the third-year option. The Spurs picked up Joshua Primo's third-year option. And if you want to Google what was going on with him at the time in San Antonio, it's pretty bad off the court stuff.
So, Johan, I'm not going to read the whole handle in the YouTube chat, but that just made me laugh. In the YouTube chat, he said literally every single trade that Scott Perry has made has been terrible. I don't know if I would go as far as saying it was terrible.
What's
you
terrible
can
about
disagree with it, but like the Keon Ellis trade, I think he just admitted, like, you're not going to be perfect as a GM. I think he admitted, though, in that trade with Dennis Schroeder to Cleveland, who they attached Keon Ellis with that, I think he just admitted, like, he was wrong in terms of that Dennis Schroeder here and it working. I'm actually not like mad at him for doing that. At least he just got him out of here.
I guess this is where I'm going to put on my defend a Scott Perry case.
Can I finish really quick? Also, we don't know yet. DeAndre Hunter has not been given a fair chance. I want to reiterate that we need to just, for a minute, just pump our brakes on that. Because when you have an eye injury 4 games into your time here in a new place, like, we can't even diagnose what he's going to look like yet. Yeah. So that happening, and look, if he's not part of your future in terms of Devin Carter, you got to move on at some point.
Well, no, spot on by you with the DeAndre Hunter situation, because we still don't know. Like, the Kings may have turned it into the best player. We don't know yet. Now, that might be wishful thinking.
I mean, we hope so.
Yeah.
Right?
Like we don't
but we
know
just
that
don't
yet.
know yet.
Now, we're not going to give Perry the benefit of the doubt and just assume that's going to happen, of course. But, like, look, Scott very clearly, when he inherited this roster, inherited it with the belief that, okay, I'm going to try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I have to wait out 2 years, likely, to get all these salaries off my book. While I have them here, I might as well try and do something. I needed to address the point guard position. I might as well try and do something that gives us the opportunity to potentially be competitive. And if it's going to be play-in tournament for the next 2 years, then so be it, right? Like, those were the cards that were dealt to him when he first took over this job, first took over this position. The only reason he moved Dennis Schroeder was because that was the only contract that he could move. Yeah. And it was because it was the one that he signed. He couldn't move any of the contracts that he inherited.
Which didn't he kind of have to plan for that too, Matt?
Yes.
He signed him?
He did sign Dennis Schroeder to a very movable contract. That was something that we pointed out when that contract was signed. And I know a lot of people get up in arms about it and get all upset about it because of Keon Ellis and his element of that entire thing. But I think it's been made abundantly clear that the Sacramento Kings probably more appropriately valued Keon than the rest of the league did. We're going to see this play out in real time because now Keon is a unrestricted free agent. So we'll see what the Cleveland Cavaliers try to do. And by the way, NBA free agency begins at 3 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. So we'll get this show rolling pretty quickly here.
Let's go.
But we don't know what Keon is valued around the league versus what he wanted in Sacramento. And we saw in real time, Keon Ellis struggled to get consistent playing time or even a rotational spot in the playoffs when we thought for sure that was going to be a role that he had, and it was just the Sacramento Kings that were stupid enough to not use him in that way. So to say that was a bad move, you can be frustrated that the Dennis Schroeder signing didn't work out and you had to attach Keon Ellis to it. That's fine. To say this Devin Carter move is a bad move, I completely disagree on. It only cost you 1 second-round pick to do it, just like it only cost you 1 second-round pick to move up a few spots to go and get a guy that Scott Perry really wanted in Alex Karaban. Why is that a bad move just because they had to use a second-round pick, which the Kings have a decent amount of? These are smart moves financially for this organization to get out from under the situation that Scott Perry inherited, and that's ultimately been one of his most important. If he didn't do this, we'd all be freaking out about, oh my God, the Kings are a second apron team and they suck. No, this is one of the ways that you get out of a financial situation.
It's chipping away at that rock, man. It's like little by little by little. And all these little things might not make sense right away, or you might think they're bad, but like you have to do some of these things to get to where you want to get to. Mm-hmm. You do.
Well, we have other things that are happening around the NBA today. We'll get into some of the things, some of the stories happening around the NBA, including a social media war between Jaylen Brown and analytics. We'll talk about that, plus the Raptors in serious discussions to land Kawhi Leonard. Also, the Dallas Mavericks are in the mix, and the Golden Girls of Golden State might be happening. The Golden Guys, as Kayla calls them. We'll talk about that next, plus a really quick World Cup date for you. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
You thought Carmichael Dave was done with his food and movie analogies? Think again.
You know what Bad News Bears was? Bad News Bears was the McDonald's double cheeseburger of baseball movies. Like, hey man, I'll eat it. It's good. I enjoyed it. Not my top 10 of fast food burgers, but I got nothing bad to say about the McDonald's double cheeseburger. It's come through the clutch.
Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
We've seen every kind of golf swing, some smooth, some, let's just say, innovative. And that's why Hagen Oaks offers Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan-powered player performance studio shows what your swing is really doing. Ping's Ball-Nemic Ball Fitter finds a ball that behaves. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps turn almost into yes. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner builds stability from the ground up. At Hagen Oaks, we don't judge your game, we fix it. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Meadows. You've heard the phrase out with the old and in with the new, right? Well, buckle up because Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your old vehicle into new life-saving cancer research. More than 2 million Americans hear the words, "You have cancer," each year. That's why Stand Up to Cancer is dedicated to funding cancer research focused on finding cures. Donating is easy, pickup is free, and your gift may qualify for a tax deduction. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good?
It's Alan Styles. With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason. Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level. In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 51, Jeff Garcia's postseason return.
2 years without a postseason felt like an eternity at the turn of the century for the faithful of the 49ers. After seasons of 4-12 and 6-10, Jeff Garcia led the San Francisco 49ers to a 12-4 record in 2001, returning the team to the playoffs for the first time since 1998. For Garcia, it was a career-best year, throwing 32 touchdowns and adding 5 more on the ground, which would be his second of 4 Pro Bowl appearances. More importantly, his big year got San Francisco back in the postseason as they secured a wild card spot.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
You can report that, Matt.
No,
that
not
maybe
at all.
in the break.
Not at all.
Nothing happened.
Listen, y'all, we don't gotta get mad at everything. We
Everybody
don't.
wants to, though.
It's okay, guy. Look, Devin Carter, he didn't have a future here. It's okay that the Kings used a second-round pick to move off of his money. I know that he was a lottery pick for the Kings. The guy that you can get upset about that is long gone in Monty McNair. That was his blunder of a draft pick. It's not Devin Carter's fault, but since the beginning, the Devin Carter draft pick was not a good pick for the Kings, and it's not Devin's fault. But Scott Perry came in, inherited a situation, and you want every single general manager to put their stamp on a team, to evaluate talent for themselves and put their roster together and commit to the players that they like, that they want to keep around long term, like Keegan Murray, for example, and move on from the guys that don't fit the vision, even if they're fan favorites, like Keon Ellis, and I guess Devin Carter's not a fan favorite, but now people are upset that Devin Carter was moved. Y'all, it's fine. It's okay. This is what Scott Perry needed to do to financially get the Kings in a better situation, just like a likely DeMar DeRozan sign or a cut or waive that's reportedly coming towards the end of this offseason or later in this offseason. And like Kyle pointed out, too, this also gives you the flexibility to potentially bring in Precious Achiuwa, who you all loved. It's okay. It's fine.
Let's keep this happy vibe going.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Also, the other way to look at it, too, is like Emanuel Sharp is your new Devin Carter. Like,
exactly. People were saying that when they drafted him. Oh, my God, this guy's like Devin Carter. Maybe he's Scott Perry's version of Devin Carter. And no, Scott didn't draft Emanuel Sharp because he's like, well, I don't like Devin Carter and I need a different version of Devin Carter. What Devin Carter brings on paper and brought on paper was very enticing to the Kings and Kings fans. Obviously, Carter hasn't really lived up to that, or Scott Perry didn't see the vision with him that potentially he sees with Sharp. I personally feel that Sharp, while he is a second-round pick compared to Carter, who was a lottery pick, I think the Kings feel a little more confident with Sharp's ability off the ball than Carter, because of how good Sharp shoots in college. Again, he's the 45th overall pick, and we have not seen him play a single second in the NBA. He might even start his career in Stockton. We don't know. But this is Perry's guy versus somebody that was drafted by the previous general manager.
Really quick. Again, I was not here. This is my first year here. Who was available in that spot still when Devin Carter. I would never have made that pick. I just want to say that.
So a lot of Kings fans wanted Dalton Connect, which hasn't
well,
worked out.
that hasn't worked out
But
either.
if you go back and look at the draft, the big one is Khalil Ware, who just got traded to the Bucks. But if you watched Khalil Ware play with Bam Adebayo in Miami, it was like, oh, he would have been the perfect 4 for Sabonis. Like shot blocking, rim protecting, run the floor.
Mm-hmm.
If they had gone with Khalil Ware, I don't know if Khalil Ware would have been as good in Sacramento, but it would have been a perfect front court pairing to Sabonis.
And there are a few more, like Jared McCain's a local guy, and a lot of fans like Jared McCain for his shooting. Jared McCain's now with is he still with OKC? Yeah, he's still with OKC. There's Tristan Da Silva, who a lot of people were interested in as a small forward, even though he's kind of on the older side, more veteran side. There was Keyshawn George, who I know some people were interested in and talking about. So there are definitely some names there. But the theory that I've always had, I've never been able to get this fully confirmed, although the theory that a lot of us have had in Sacramento is that the Kings very much were trying to aggressively trade that pick, and were not able to close the deal to move on from that pick. And then Devin Carter was just the next best available player on the board, even though he had the injury issues with the shoulder and was not going to be able to play right away.
Which they did not have as medicals.
I'm sorry, that's not a good answer to me. Not from you guys.
No,
but
I hear you.
Like, that makes me even more angry.
Okay, so you want us to make you more angry?
No, because I said I need to be positive.
Well, I'm going to do it anyways. So what they immediately did afterwards was salary dump Davion Mitchell because they brought in Devin Carter.
Right.
So once they drafted Carter, they felt they didn't need Davion.
And to bring in Jalen? Yeah, Jalen
the bad
McDaniels. Not Jaden.
The brother of the one on the Timberwolves. He never played a game for the Kings. He got waived before.
That was also to get rid of Sasha, too, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But which was also dumb because they dumped Sasha, but Sasha was going to go to Europe anyways, so they would have gotten the money back.
And to bring it all back home, even though this won't matter to some of our audience who doesn't like him, the Devin Carter pick pissed De'Aaron Fox
off. Oh, really? Okay. I
can tell you that.
That's funny.
Firsthand.
That's fine. It's like an Aaron Rodgers when Jordan Love came there.
And I quote, when I was told De'Aaron's words, and I quote, "Oh man, they really must not want me here anymore." That was his reaction to the Devin Carter pick.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think any of us were looking at Devin Carter as a replacement for Fox, but just like when DeMarcus Cousins was here and the Kings continued to draft big men, including Willie Cauley-Stein, and Cousins is going, "What the hell? I'm still here." The Kings had a tendency to draft a lot of point guards from Tyrese Halliburton to Davion Mitchell to Devin Carter, while Fox is sitting here going, "What the hell? We need wings."
I don't know if they would have gotten Khalil Ware, but the reason Khalil Ware always sticks out to me is if they had taken him, they could have moved Keegan to the 3. When they got DeRozan could have been a 2 instead of sometimes guarding 4s, and the Kings went from being...
Sounds weird to me.
Yeah, and they were just so undersized that first, 30 games before Mike got fired. And it was like, because you're playing Keegan out of position, you're playing DeRozan out of position. So, but they took Devin Carter, and Devin Carter couldn't play until, January, I think, was his debut. Yes. And Mike was already fired by the time Devin Carter debuted.
For those of you who are just tuning in and going, why the hell are you talking so much about Devin Carter? Devin was just traded via Shams to Atlanta along with a second-round pick for essentially nothing. It was a salary dump. They traded away and they freed up $5.1 million worth of cap space in this deal if they pair it with waiving and stretching DeMar DeRozan like we expect them to do or like they're reportedly going to do if they can't find a trade for him, which they probably won't. Then the Kings will find themselves under the luxury tax and in a position to go out and get Precious Achiuwa or re-sign Precious Achiuwa. So that is the situation, and we'll see how they continue it. Elsewhere, excuse me, around the NBA. You know what? Actually, let's do this. Let's kick these down after Kayla's 2-minute drill to the 1 o'clock hour because I want to make sure we spend some time on some of these other NBA stories and not just blow through them. So really quickly, how about a quick World Cup date for you, shall we? It's been a little while since we've done a World Cup date.
All right.
Yesterday was the first round of 32. The knockout rounds have begun in Canada. I think it was in LA. Defeated South Africa 1-0 in the round of 32. It's the first time Canada has reached the round of 16 in their history.
Nice.
And they scored the goal to win it in stoppage time during the 92nd minute, which is pretty cool.
Did you guys see the clip of Trevor Noah on his live stream just collapsing after South Africa lost?
No,
at the end?
I missed that.
Dang.
Yeah, it's sad.
Tomorrow, Mexico versus Ecuador in Mexico City. That'll be a round of 32 match. Again, that's happening tomorrow. And then at Levi Stadium on Wednesday. Good luck getting this ticket. Team USA versus Bosnia. Wednesday night, the round of 32. This would be a humongous upset loss for USA if they lose. USA is coming off of a pretty disappointing result against Turkey where they lost 3-2 and the goal was scored literally in the last seconds. Like the last kick of the game was a game winner for Turkey. Now, not all the top.
They were playing their reserves.
Even so, damn it, win. I'm just bitter about that. I was watching it in a bar in Seattle. But USA will be taking on Bosnia at Levi Stadium Wednesday night. Right now, we just wrapped up Brazil versus Japan. It was a scary game for Brazil. Japan scored early, had a lead for the majority of the match. Brazil equalized late or like midway through the second half and then scored the winner in stoppage time. So Brazil is moving on. Japan is out. We also have Germany versus Paraguay today and Netherlands versus Morocco. That's your World Cup date. And we'll take a break because when we come back, we got football to talk about. Kayla's 2-minute drill. Then we'll get back to basketball, the NBA, realistic expectations for our rookies, and the best case scenario for Zach LaVine and the Kings next season. That's all still to come. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Zach LaVine has opted into his $49 million player option with the Kings. Will the high-priced guard be locked in next to Darius Acuff Jr.? Or should the veteran's minutes be reduced to make way for the new young talent?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Dylan.
I actually used to manage a parts department for a car dealership, and we would get stuff from Rock Auto if I couldn't get it from my dealership suppliers. You pick the year, you go through all the drop-down menus, and it just makes it really easy to navigate and see what you want. Like a wheel bearing, for instance, for a Corvair that I have. Rock Auto's catalog made it really easy to find that specific one that I was looking for.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The Gold Rush Classic, where the stars and guitars shine. The Gold Rush Classic is a celebrity pro-am golf tournament, $1 million hole-in-one, a skins game, a celebrity draft party, and a concert featuring the Cripple Creek Band. The Gold Rush Classic raises money for Make-A-Wish, Jordan's Guardian Angels, First Tee of Sacramento, Rancho Murrieta Youth Sports, and other worthwhile children's charities. The Gold Rush Classic takes place August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. Come join the fun, raise money for charity, and play golf with a celebrity like Barnes, Fernandez, Jackson, Lloyd, Merriweather, Ostertag, Polanese, Sharp, Schumann, or our own Greg Vaughn. Golf and concert sponsorship are still available at goldrushclassic.org. That's goldrushclassic.org. The Gold Rush Classic is sponsored by Guzetta Jewelers, Roseville's premier jewelry store. They've got you covered for any occasion.
At Folsom Chevy, they're making it easier to get a new truck. From how you're treated to sweet new deals. Swing by the Folsom Auto Mall, ask about their incredible new finance offer on every new 2026 Silverado half-ton truck in stock. Folsom Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
NBA's getting their time right now. But the NFL is slowly going to start waking up here pretty soon. It's not going to be long before we get training camp starting. And then, well, what do they say in Raiderland? The autumn winds are coming. Well, just wait till Hard Knocks comes out. Then you're going to get obsessed with Hard Knocks Matt George. Kayla, we got football.
Yeah, we also got Quarterback coming out on Netflix here. I think it's like July 13th. So if you liked that, I'll just be watching because of Cam Ward. But it is out. So I want to start with just some news that honestly brought me to tears this morning when I heard the interview on Good Morning America with Michael Strahan. CJ 2K. Chris Johnson, one of the greatest running backs, one of the fastest running backs that we've ever seen play the game. Obviously, played for the Tennessee Titans, did some incredible things. He did an exclusive with Michael Strahan this morning, and it has come out that he was diagnosed with ALS last year at the age of 39. It has progressed so much in the last year that during the interview with Strahan, you could see that he was hooked up to the machine where it reads your eyes, so you can actually say what you want and it will interpret his voice, but he uses his eyes. It's literally so incredibly sad to me. And this is something that I know a lot of people are working really hard on to find a cure or to find something to slow down the ALS. But it's just right now, it happened so fast. It doesn't take away your mind, but it takes away everything in terms of your body. I literally was crying this morning because it's so crazy how fast it can happen. Steve Gleason, though, I will say this. Steve Gleason, who played for the Saints, he's from my hometown of Spokane, Washington. He's a Coug. He has lived with this for years, Steve Gleason has. And I will say, like, if anybody is the model of how to keep on living and find a way to battle through it, it is Mr. Steve Gleason, and I hope Chris Johnson can do whatever he is doing and get the best care to prolong his life. But I am really praying for his family and everybody who knows him that well.
I can't even imagine. It seems so unfair every time I hear these stories of these titans, I guess pun intended. These people, these are just physical specimens who have done, and this is men and women. Like, you'll hear these stories all the time with women who are marathon runners and just these freak athletes that just get diagnosed with these things where their body starts to shut down on them. It just doesn't seem fair that these people that are in such good shape and have made a career, made a life out of taking such good care of themselves, things like this could happen. There's such sad stories, but I do hope, like you talked about, I do hope there's a bright light on the other side of it, which is learning how to live with it, overcome it, and not letting it define who you are.
And he's not.
And you don't want to be a martyr for a story in athletics. So,
but Gleason's done it and encouraged a lot of research, and that's why CJ came out and said, I wanted it out here so that people could realize the signs sooner and more research can be done. And he says doctors are doing an incredible job at trying to find something. But again, just a heartbreaking story this morning, and I'm wishing him and his family the very best. This is interesting. No OJ, please. Bills just opened up new Highmark Stadium. They had him in the rafters. In terms of like the honor, the Ring of Honor, they did not bring that over. Oh. So OJ Simpson is not going to be honored at the new Highmark Stadium.
So they brought their Ring of Honor over, but left OJ out of it?
OJ is not in there. Ooh, so that is interesting, to say the least. So much has happened since that stadium was built, and obviously everything He is no longer here and everything. But yeah, I felt like how many hours, or did it take any to come to the conclusion that they didn't want to do that?
Can I ask kind of I don't know if this is a weird or bad question or not, genuinely. Would the reaction of them moving it over have been that bad?
I don't know. I honestly cannot tell you. It's such a interesting thing to this day to still talk about.
Right.
Because yes, he was found not guilty, but there was a lot of things that happened in his life. And even after, he went to prison for everything else that occurred with the stealing of things. And
I get why they're doing it. I guess my reaction to them carrying it over would not have been that negative. I would have been like, all right.
Yeah.
But maybe
maybe they just wanted to avoid it altogether, and there probably wasn't enough people that are going to be like, what do you mean you didn't put O.J. Simpson's number in the Ring of Honor?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a loss.
Yeah.
To move on.
I don't know. It's weird. I'm kind of like I don't know what to think about it. I just know that that's what they decided to do. So.
Yeah.
I understand why they didn't want to have OJ. It just would have been, I mean, even when his name was in the stadium, it was always just awkward and uncomfortable for everyone. I think USC pulled his jersey off their thing.
Did they? I didn't know that.
It's just awkward and uncomfortable for everyone to have to be like, that's weird that O.J. Simpson is up and honored at your stadium.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Everybody has opinions on it, I'm sure. This one, I don't know. I think more people are thinking in one lane than the other, but the Sorsby saga continues. Okay, here's the latest, guys. So they got rid of this year. They're like, no supplemental draft, so you can't get drafted in the NFL, which we thought that Brendan Sorsby might have an opportunity to get picked up by one of these teams.
For sure.
So the latest, this is crazy, guys. The latest, another door has closed for Sorsby. The CFL saying on Friday he is not allowed to join any of the league's teams for the upcoming season. Upholding the integrity of the league and ensuring fair competition are paramount to the CFL. They said to a statement to USA Today, the allegations involving Brendan Sorsby are serious and concerning. Will this guy ever play? Like, I'm just thinking, like, will this like go over at some point? Like, I think crazy.
Football, and I say football because I'm incorporating the NFL and the NCAA here. I think they just want him to quietly disappear. Because I think wherever he goes, there's going to be a lot of controversy that follows. My question is, like, after Sorsby won his, it wasn't an appeal, it was whatever it was, his case, can college football, like, legally do this without being, like, sued? Can't he come after college football for claiming, like, you're unfairly keeping me out of the league? I guess it's up to every team to say, we don't want you. So every team in the NCAA can unanimously say, like, we don't want you on our team, and they can't, like, I guess he can't get mad at that. But I feel like Sorsby's gonna come after college football for this. No, wouldn't it make sense for him to do that?
I don't think he's gonna have because the reason why they were fighting it so much before is that Texas Tech was financially backing his lawsuit, and quietly behind the scenes, the biggest reason why he dropped it is because Texas Tech was like, this is a losing fight for us. So they strongly encouraged him to go to the supplemental draft after the reaction they got to the decision that allowed him to play.
So I don't think NFL's problem.
I don't think he has the resources to fight college football on his own.
Good point.
I don't know, man. It's 50-50 on me in terms of what his future will be. I think he wants to play, but you made a huge mistake. It's not going to just get fixed overnight. You're going to have to work to earn, that credit back, in my opinion.
This is going to result in him going to, the AFL, the Rocks League, and it's going to be hilarious, and I love it.
The UFL.
UFL, thank you.
They would take him.
They would take him.
Of course they would.
And honestly, you guys, maybe he does do that.
Of course they would. He would be like the biggest name there.
It's not a bad probably idea for them, because I know what he did was not good, but if in terms of his what he's looking for, it would help him.
He's just going to declare for the NFL draft, right? Next year
coming
around?
but what he's going to be coming off of a play from a year ago?
Like
Yeah.
sixth round pick.
Hey, someone still took Trey Lance and traded 3 first-round picks for him without him playing for a year and a half.
That's true. One more real quick. It never ends. We're talking about Brandon Ayuk.
I can't even watch his
Brandon
videos
Ayuk.
anymore.
You guys,
I
the
can't do
latest, though, is pretty crazy. Brandon Ayuk recently went on YouTube, and now he says that he claims his former agent has influenced the ongoing situation. So he's now blaming his former agent. He also says general manager John Lynch recently showed up at his house. Ayuk insisted that his relationship with the 49ers will never be repaired. He has no plans to return to the facilities. And this whole thing about John Lynch coming and apologizing for Shanahan's actions, I don't even know where to go with that. This is all, again, him saying this. None of this has been proven that it's true. It's so crazy, guys.
I don't think he has any reason to lie about it, but I don't know what the dynamic of the relationship, why it got to be so bad.
I
don't know. I just want to know, like, is he okay? And I don't know if he is.
I genuinely can't. Like, his videos have been all over my timeline. I can't watch them. I just can't. Like, it just makes me sad. I'm also annoyed by it. Because he was like a local story that we rooted for playing at Sierra College and stuff like that, and having that year, the great season before he got paid. It was like, it just makes me sad to even watch it.
I just am like, where are the people that are that care about you? That, I mean, I know some people it's just hard to get help.
I imagine I have no idea if this is true
unless
or not.
he shut him out.
I would assume he's surrounding himself with people that agree with him.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Or he just
to
does
me.
not care, which maybe he does. Maybe he does not. I don't know. But it's not fun. It's not fun. Anyway, that's your 2-minute drill. There you go. We'll take the break. When we come back, let's get back into the NBA. We got a plethora of different topics to get to. Let's go around the NBA. Some of the stories happening today as NBA free agency officially begins tomorrow. We can have more of your reaction to the Devin Carter. Lord almighty. Devin Carter trade. Devin Carter, trade. We can talk about Zach LaVine picking up his option. I still want to explore, and we might have to push this off till tomorrow, what best case scenario looks like for both sides now that he's here and he is staying here for the foreseeable future. And I want to talk about expectations for these rookies. Each one of them have different sets of expectations depending upon where they were picked and what the Kings are doing, but realistic expectations for these rookies right away, going on to a team that in theory is going to prioritize their development and their playing time right away. That's all still to come on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Been a very busy day in Sacramento so far. If you missed the introductory press conference for Darius Acuff Jr., Alex Karaban, and Emanuel Sharp, along with Kings general manager Scott Perry, that happened at 11 o'clock today. We aired it live for you here on Sactown Sports, but you can also watch it back right now on SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
But wait to do that till...
Yeah, after the show.
The end of the day.
And wait till at least after 2:30, because at 2:30 today, Darius Acuff Jr. is going to be on these airwaves with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. Again, that's 2:30. You can hear from the newest Kings
DA5.
rookie, DA5, right here on the airwaves. After the press conference, the Kings, I guess Scott Perry went to his office and got to work because the Kings just recently traded Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks along with a second-round pick in essentially a salary dump move. I know a lot of Kings fans, at least I'm seeing a lot of Kings fans on social media reacting to this negatively, frustrated that the Kings had to use an asset like a second rounder in order to move off this money. I'm certainly not one of those people. Look, you don't have to like or support or believe in Scott Perry as a general manager as much as I do to acknowledge that sometimes, especially when you inherit a mess as much as the Kings have inherited, and we were all complaining about the Kings' financial situation for months, and now he's doing moves that he feels he needs to make in order to put himself in a better financial situation, also to open up the money to potentially bring in a guy like a Precious Achiuwa, who we all really liked here in Sacramento, who we just naturally assumed would be gone because the Kings don't have the money or the cap space, or didn't, to pay him. Well, now with the Devin Carter trade, plus potentially waiving and stretching DeMar DeRozan, the Kings would put themselves in a position to be able to bring Precious in. So this is all stuff that Scott Perry, who knows more than all of us combined, feels the need to do. And you're not going to at least see me. I can't tell anybody how to fan or anything like that, Kayla, but you're not going to see me crying or freaking out. And I'm not saying fans are doing that, but you're not going to see me being too upset over using a second-round pick to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I that doesn't bother me right now because I just know that the state of the situation is difficult. Like, it's a I've used like rock and a hard place with a lot of these contracts. There are so many things that are on Scott Perry's checklist. These are just little things that he has to start doing to at least get the roster where he wants it to be. And these are the things you can do right now. And it might not be like the best thing, the greatest thing ever if you're having to give up a second round pick, but it's not the end of the world. And again, it gets that one piece off the roster that you didn't see fitting in it, because again, the broader goal, the bigger goal here is like in a couple years, this roster needs to be how Scott Perry, how Doug Christie envisions it so that they can actually compete.
Yeah.
But you have so much to get rid of right now. And it's just like little by little.
Drew, you're my guy, so I'm going to ignore the snark that I can see in the comment section. I also know you're a Golden State Warriors fan, and your Golden State Warriors were scoffing and laughing and joking about the idea of taking Devin Carter in a new sort of Jonathan Kuminga deal. So now for you to die on the hill of the Kings were stupid for giving up a first-round talent in Devin Carter, who has not lived up to that draft pick, and we've already stated that he has not lived up to that draft pick. It's very obvious that the Sacramento Kings as an organization should not have made that selection, and the guy who made that selection no longer has a job. So Scott Perry doesn't have to take into consideration where he was drafted in the moves that he makes. If you want to use it to mock the Sacramento Kings, I guess feel free to do that. But no one was looking at Devin Carter around this league as lottery pick value. So for the Sacramento Kings to sit there and attach a lottery pick value to a player that no one else values him in that same way is silly and foolish. Players don't work out and you need to move on. And sometimes you have to attach assets like a second round pick, which Kyle, you said it's a 2033 second round pick. Like, who cares? It's a 2033 second rounder.
It's a sixth grader.
Are we going to freak out over a 2030? The Kings, hell, Vlade Divac traded for 92 second rounders when he was here, and everybody was freaking out that the Kings were only trading for second rounders. It's a second round pick. You use assets to move on and make moves that you need to make. They still have all their first round picks. They still have plenty of future second rounders as well. This is not something to overly freak out about. And also when talking about the Precious Achiuwa thing, yes, the Kings are doing this to ultimately get under the luxury tax. But Kyle, like you laid out, and I'm forgetting the term that you used, or the what they have opened up for themselves in order to get Precious Achiuwa. What was it? I'm sorry.
I believe it's the non-taxpayer mid-level exception.
Right. So it opens up more.
I think.
It opens up more flexibility for Scott Perry to actually go out and keep the guys that he brought in the first place that he might want to be here long term, which we believe that is the case with Precious Achiuwa. So relax on dragging a guy through the mud or mocking him like he just gave away a first-round talent for nothing. Nobody really looked at Devin Carter as that, and that's just the harsh reality of where he's at.
I think what I take from it, too, is Scott Perry has been really set on, since he's got here, like not using any of these first-rounders to even do a trade with someone like Domantas Sabonis, who he really needs to probably get off the books at some point.
Right.
But he was not willing to give up any type of first rounders. He feels obviously that it's not as big of a thing to do something in terms of a second round pick to get off of Devin Carter's contract.
I think the easier way to look at it too is like it's not ideal, but it's better than attaching a first to move Zach LaVine or attaching multiple future assets to move one of the big contracts.
It's also better than completely hamstringing your organization and being over an apron or in the luxury tax to where you're paying a penalty for a roster that is terrible.
Which, in fairness, is Scott Perry's doing. He traded for DeAndre Hunter at the deadline.
Right.
But
let's dissect that a little bit, too. Oh, the Kings took on more money because of Scott Perry. Scott Perry also added depth to a position that the Sacramento Kings have been looking for depth for a long time. And he did so by taking a flyer on a player that's an expiring contract. So if it doesn't work out, it's all off the books at the exact same time. We're crying over spoiled milk here if we're frustrated that bringing in DeAndre Hunter cost the Kings Devin Carter. Sign me the hell up.
Me too.
What are we talking about here?
Well, and Keon Ellis retroactively.
We got plenty of context about Keon.
I'm kind of fine with that.
I think look, we all do this. Every fan base does this. We overvalue guys. I know that I overvalue Keegan Murray because I love the dude. The reason why the Kings didn't go out and get OG Anunoby is because of how much they loved Keegan Murray. Let's just keep it a buck. If we could go back in time, the Kings would love to retroactively fix that situation. But we all overvalue our talent. We all overvalued Keon. We all did. And that's fine. But people are already expecting Devin Carter to be what Davion Mitchell is for the Miami Heat. The guy who dumped Davion Mitchell for nothing, and Davion Mitchell was far more proven a talent than Devin Carter, is no longer here. And the dude that is here is trying to clean up his, and also Vivek's, mess. You got to make moves like this to clean up.
I mean, I get it. The Hunter thing was weird when it happened at the time in my mind, but my thought, and it's still true with this Carter thing, that's a direct consequence of the Hunter trade, is like, even if it doesn't work out, it's not going to like destroy your rebuild.
Sure.
Like these are small ancillary moves that get done in the in-between. And I'm sure once the Kings clear out the cap space next summer, I'm sure there's going to be some salary dump trade where they take someone else's Devin Carter and get back the second round pick that they just gave up, because it's all just minuscule transactions until you actually get to the draft that you're actually making the second round picks. I think only like 2 second round picks last year were still in the hands of the original team that used the pick. They all just get exchanged. The Kings added one to take Dennis Schroeder because the Pistons wanted a trade exception. Yeah. The Kings gave up one to move up 5 spots in the draft because they wanted Karaban on the 4 years contract instead of a 3-year contract. Like the second round picks just get moved all the time, and there will be a situation where it comes back. So even if it's not ideal, it's not like
it's not the end of the world.
Even if Hunter doesn't work out, your rebuild is fine because of the expiring contract thing you said.
I think some people look at it just as like what has just happened here in terms of Maxime Reynaud and being that successful. Again, he has still a lot to prove, and especially in the second season where the league adjusts to you. But I think people look at that too sometimes when they see like a successful second round story, and this is something that just happened under Scott Perry, and it's like, wait a second, like that was such a success story, that's valuable, but that doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
So
second round picks more often than not are not going to work out, or going to end up being G League players or end up out of the league. The point of having second rounders is to either take a flyer or use a second round pick when it's at its highest value, which is before there's a name attached to it. It's like driving a car off a lot. As soon as you drive a new car off a lot, the value's gone
down.
because now there's same thing with a draft pick. Even if the draft pick is the number 1 overall pick, the number 1 overall pick for the Washington Wizards, believe it or not, is now less valuable because A.J. DeBonsa is the pick.
Sure.
It's less valuable because there's the allure of the unknown and the control is gone. So using assets at their highest value, like using a second round pick to free up yourself financially to potentially make other moves that might have a domino effect that we're not even going to follow, or using a second round pick to move up 5 spots to ultimately get the guy that you wanted in Alex Karaban. Would Alex have been there at 34? We have no idea. But the Sacramento Kings, who have more intel than all of us do, clearly felt that the guy that they wanted was not going to be there at 34. So they used a future second plus 34 to move up and go and get him. Isn't that what we all should want, is using the second round pick to do what you want to do, not just holding it so that you could take some mystical, magical player that we have no idea who they are? You want your GM to make the moves with the assets that he has. And I look at this the exact same way. Financially, it frees you up to do more, and we'll see what he does with it. It's the same thing with DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
We don't know how that trade's going to work out. If DeAndre Hunter doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, and we'll apply that context to how we overall look at the trade. Yeah. Or if Keon Ellis goes somewhere else and plays phenomenal, it's how we'll evaluate the trade. But am I crazy, and I might be, am I crazy in thinking that DeAndre Hunter, who plays a position and provides something that the Sacramento Kings have desperately needed for years, has the chance of working out best for the Sacramento Kings compared to any other of these scenarios, Devin Carter or Keon Ellis? I don't think that's crazy at all.
And I think that, again, I'll be the first one to say, if DeAndre Hunter doesn't work out, I'll say, look, that was not good. That wasn't a good move.
You already did with Schroeder.
Yeah, I did it. Absolutely. So, but I do believe at least let's give him an opportunity to come here. Like you said, you needed that position. He has had a proven past. He had a little bit of a down year last year, but look, give him the opportunity to work this offseason and be ready to go, which I do believe he will do. I believe he is that type of player. So,
have you seen this Jaylen Brown versus analytics thing that's happening?
Which one?
Because
I feel like we've been talking about this Jaylen Brown versus. Okay, yeah. I have not. So go ahead.
Bobby Marks,
okay,
who is phenomenal with ESPN, he was aggregated by NBA Central. Apparently, he did an interview on SiriusXM NBA Radio. And he said, quote, I had an analytics guy tell me we view Jaylen Brown as the 7th best player on a team.
Wait, I did hear about this morning.
So that was aggregated. Just that. Because as we know, in the aggregation game, you just take one quote and run with it and not the full context of what was happening.
Boy.
So Jaylen
boy.
responds to this tweet and says, analytics nowadays used to discredit and control narratives. Roll the ball out. None of these guys better than me on both ends. Who does he work for? Well, Bobby Marks responded to Jaylen's tweet saying, but what wasn't posted was the 2 minutes of me saying I'm not an analytics person and I'm an eye test guy, that I would want Jaylen Brown on my team, that he impacts winning, blah, 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 is a top 10 player, blah, blah, blah. That part, of course, didn't make it, but that's the media in 2026. Jaylen quote tweets this and says, state your source.
Oh my
Trying to get Bobby to out the analytics guy that says, or that said that Jaylen would be like the 7th best player on the team. And then this turns into Jaylen talking about like analytics are ruining the game. We're playing AI hoops. So this got Jaylen going. And now other players are weighing in, including Josh Hart. And this offended a lot of people, but I thought this was pretty funny from Josh Hart. This is him weighing in on the analytics conversation with Jalen Brunson on their podcast.
Game 4, I guess we lost analytically. I know we won analytically, so analytically speaking, we weren't there for Game 5. So I think technically they're up 3-2, analytically speaking.
We know how you feel about analytics.
There's a lot of things that analytics don't show or don't take into account. I just always thought analytics for like geeky, unathletic white guys that wanted to be a part of the league but just couldn't make it playing basketball, so they decided to put math into the equation. That's always how I felt analytics. So
listen, I suck at math.
It's a lot of analytics.
I suck at math, but as a geeky, unathletic white guy who was not good enough to play basketball at a high level, dude's got a point.
Yeah, he does.
Dude's got a point. Like, there's a balance you have to strike between analytics and the eye test.
Didn't we talk about this when it comes to a general manager's job too, and how important it is to maybe not put as much emphasis on one or the other, like to have that little bit of a happy medium. Because if you're too analytical, you seem to go down that what would you call it? Like a
rabbit
hole of just like looking at things in one way. And then there is no like who that person is or how they fit into a culture or whatever it is.
Like you can't ignore what your eyes are showing you with how a player plays on the floor because of what a statistical column says, because it's impossible statistically to record every little impact that a player has on any basketball game. It's impossible to do so. How many times do we talk about those things that don't show up in the stat sheet? Yeah, exactly. They don't show up in analytics. You don't have an analytic for hustle or the amount of energy or leadership or things of that nature. It just doesn't exist.
Not yet.
Not yet, right?
Not yet.
Get the nerds on it.
Oh my gosh.
But the other side of that is too, but numbers can reveal trends and certain things of how to optimize teams, optimize roster building, things like Sam Presti have used. So the correct answer to all of this is a balance. You need to have someone who watches and understands basketball at a fundamental level, who can see with their eyes who a player is, how they carry themselves, and how they perform. And then you use that knowledge or use those opinions in that eye test with what the numbers say to formulate the best possible team that you can. It's a balance. And anyone who picks one over the other typically goes to extreme. I think analytics suggesting that Jaylen Brown is the 7th best player, I think are ridiculous. Jaylen Brown is a dude. He's a dog.
That is crazy though. Like, especially what he did for the Celtics last year when Jason Tatum was out with the injury and recovering, and how he took it upon himself to, again,
what he did in the finals.
Yeah. And like they had, their coach was named coach of the year. Like you could have said maybe it was Bickerstaff, but Missoula was named coach of the year.
Yep.
So there's a lot of stuff that you can look at him and say, there's no way he's the 7th best player. Like, come on now.
Jaylen Brown's been picking a lot of fights as of late. I'm on team Jaylen Brown with this one.
I am with this one, too. Not everyone have I been on his side, but this one I am.
I will stand up and defend the unathletic white guys who are nerds. As someone who is also one.
Hey,
and
listen.
Is very much into
That's
the nerd
funny.
stats.
There are a lot of unathletic white guys like me who are offended by these comments from Josh Hart. I'm not. I've always championed you don't have to play a sport at a high level to love it and understand it.
Mhm.
Like I've dedicated much of my life to learning basketball and covering basketball
Sure.
and following basketball. I will never be able to know the game on an intimate level as much as a player does who is there and can do the things that I cannot do. But players that don't, or people that don't have jump shots or weren't athletically gifted enough to make it to a high level, it doesn't mean they don't know anything about basketball.
Sure.
I'll always die on that hill. But those people shouldn't be running basketball either because of what their numbers say.
Yeah.
Like, can we be real? Can we be
Just
real?
looking at the numbers.
As much as I love Moneyball, we don't need to always do stuff like that.
I mean, my thought has always been there is no good way to build a basketball team. So sometimes the nerds are going to get it right. Sometimes the eye test people are going to get it right.
And they're all going to claim they got it right.
Because it is such an impossible thing to do to project how 19 and 20-year-olds are going to play in 7 years. It is an impossible thing to try and figure out.
Good point. Good point there. Doug, welcome into the show. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to both of you. I was following up on what you were talking about with Scott Perry and people being upset with what's happened so far, and I think that for most fans, Sacramento, especially Sacramento fans, it's been you look over the last 20 years and you see all the different changes from general managers and coaches and all the things that go with that, and there's just a big dose of frustration that comes through in their emotions.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
Right.
It's like, hey, when are we going to get this right? And so with the quickest, something looks like it's going to go bad, they're quick to jump to go in and say, what's this guy doing? So me, I'm a Scott Perry guy. I wish he never went to the Knicks, and it would have worked out for him here. But give the guy a chance. It can't be any worse than what we've had. So that's all I've got. Have a great show.
Doug, thank you so
Thanks,
much for the
Doug.
call. We appreciate it. Happy Monday. I think, and listen, I'm scarred like this too. Kayla's had to work with me as basically a therapist on this show sometimes. Like, we have a tendency to expect the worst. And I think a lot of people, especially recently, are seeing what Davion Mitchell became for the Miami Heat and automatically assuming that's what's going to happen with Devin Carter. And I get it. I just don't think we have to do that to ourselves. We don't have to expect everything to be bad or we're going to be miserable all the time, right? It's okay to believe, I think Darius Acuff Jr. is going to be the best rookie in this draft. Or I think Scott Perry is finally going to be the general manager. If you don't want to do that because you don't want to get hurt again or be fooled, then, again, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to tell anybody how to fan. I just don't think we have to start freaking out about moving on from Devin Carter, who we all saw with our eyes, and even the numbers showed, wasn't living up to the draft pick that they selected him with. Also, it's fair to say, didn't fully get a fair shake either because of everything that happened.
Sure. We can say that about a lot of these guys that get drafted in to a place and then somebody else takes over. It's the nature of the business, man. It happens in all businesses. We should all know this in walks of life, right? Some of us walk into jobs and some new staff comes in. Some of us are lucky to be held there, and some of us aren't, and we get let go. But, it's a business when it's all said and done, and I'm sure that Devin Carter, if he believes in his basketball career and himself, he'll find a way to contribute wherever he is next, which is right now the Atlanta Hawks.
All right, Kayla, listen. We've gone back and forth about you call them the Golden Guys. We've gone back and forth about my love of the idea of LeBron James going to the Golden State Warriors. I know you hate it. So,
it's not that I hate it. It just makes me it makes my blood boil.
Let me extend you an olive branch.
What if Clay goes?
No, what if it's Anthony Davis too? Come on, Kayla.
God, that's disgusting.
LeBron and Anthony Davis in Golden State.
Give me that garbage pail.
Come on, Kayla.
Give me the garbage pail.
It's happening.
I just ate some Cheez-Its and they're not going to stay out.
Come on.
They're not going to stay in my stomach.
LeBron.
No.
Steph.
That is disgusting.
Draymond. AD. Hell, bring Clay in too. Call Kyrie next year when he's done in Dallas. Bring him in too. The retirement tour through San Francisco.
It's insane.
Come
okay,
on.
But the whole thing with it was already bad enough when you have the seriousness of maybe LeBron James coming there. But now to get him there, you have to bring in Anthony Davis, who's not played basketball recently.
Because he's not in the right spot.
Who we don't even know, like, if his legs can hold up. Like,
and you have to give up all your picks to make it happen.
Who cares?
I mean, that man, let me tell you, that man's agent is working a room.
Who, Anthony Davis?
Yes.
You mean Rich Paul?
Yes.
Steve Kerr don't give a damn about draft picks. We've seen that. He don't care.
I mean, what is this team going to look like when the golden guys die off?
It's going to be funny.
What do you mean? It's going to be Kobe on the Lakers. They're going to be terrible for 5 years, and who cares? Because you just had literally the greatest run of the 21st century.
You had a dynasty, and you made Steph Curry happy.
But you're selling mugs and T-shirts the last part of the dynasty to just sell tickets.
The LeBron Golden State Warrior jersey sales would be
triple platinum.
Would be insanity.
I still can't believe LeBron is down for this.
Listen,
This is so funny.
I don't want the Warriors to be good, but this is ultimate entertainment value. And then they'll suck afterwards. And I want Steph Curry to be happy. So yeah.
Yeah, they definitely will draw in plenty of eyes. We have to, though, if this happens, guys, we've got to cast everyone in terms of the Golden Guys, but they're going to obviously be casted off of kind of what the Golden Girls were.
Is there like a secondary character that appears in the Golden Girls? Because that's got to be Al Horford.
There's the reoccurring characters, which are Herb Edelman. He's Dorothy's ex-husband, and Harold. I think it's Gold. He plays Rose's long-term boyfriend. Now, Rose is the very young, hip grandma. She's supposed to be, at least.
That's Draymond.
Yes. And then, these other ones in terms of the Betty White character, she's like the one that everybody loves. So I guess that's Steph, right? Dorothy, she's sarcastic, sharp-witted. She has a booming voice and a love for her friends. That might be Draymond.
Yeah, that sounds better than. I mean, Draymond.
Jordan Poole.
No, all he cares about is the guys around him,
but
right?
Draymond loves his friends. He doesn't play when Steph doesn't play.
Okay.
Good point there.
We've got Steph as Betty. We've got or Rose is her name in the show. We've got Draymond as Dorothy. Now next up is Blanche. Blanche is the confident, man-hungry Southern belle who owned the Miami home. Oh wait, is that?
It's got to be LeBron or AD. I don't know which one's Anthony Davis.
Oh, he's the oldest one. So that's Blanche's. Blanche.
But LeBron's the super old one. He's
I don't know.
40...
AD can't even walk. So AD is Sophia.
I do think AD fits the confident one. He forced his way out of New Orleans. He forced his way out of Dallas. He's trying to force his way out of Washington.
Here's Sophia. Dorothy's feisty Sicilian-born mother, famous for her brutal honesty and picture it stories.
This is a Golden Girl?
She's the oldest.
Oh, okay. Then I guess that's probably AD.
Okay.
Who the hell is Kristaps Porzingis in this show?
He's getting traded to Washington.
Who's Pods?
He's not on the show.
Who the hell's Pods? Is there like a side character? Is there like a mailman that just shows up every once in a while?
I just told you the side characters, man. He's Dorothy's ex-husband and Rose's long-term boyfriend.
So I was thinking about this, the trade.
Pods. I didn't answer my question.
Oh my goodness, this would be incredible. The Golden Guys in Golden State.
Again, Drew, I know you're a Warrior fan. He says, I hope this makes Matt feel better about his pathetic basketball team. I think you're thinking I'm taking shots at the Warriors here. I'm not. I think this is wonderful. I think Warriors fans would love this. This is a great way to end an era of phenomenal basketball for arguably the greatest team of this, what do you say, the 21st century?
I wouldn't say the greatest, but it's a pretty good one.
What, the Warriors dynasty?
No, I'm saying the way to end it. You said this is the greatest way to end it.
I think it's wonderful.
I'm not saying it's the best way to end it.
I think it is.
It's a pretty good one.
It's amazing.
This guy in the chat, Johnny, says my buddy Armando hooked up with Blanche once.
Okay. So which one's Pods? We'll take the break when we come back. The LA Dodgers are in Sacramento this week, and we got some special Face is throwing out the first pitch tonight. We'll update you on that. Plus our MLB mini seasons from last week. I have no idea how I did, Kayla. You have to tell me.
Oh, you didn't do good.
Oh, great. Well, there goes that. We'll talk about that. And then Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles joining us for Crosstalk before they're going to have Darius Acuff Jr. on their show today at 2:30. It's Matt and Kayla on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
After 2 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings have traded guard Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks. With other potential trade assets on the roster, could more offseason moves be coming from Scott Perry and the front office?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Thank you to everybody who joined us on this fun Monday. 11 o'clock, we got to hear from the Kings rookies and General Manager Scott Perry for the first time in their introductory press conference. If you missed that, go back to the Sactown Sports app, Sactown Sports on YouTube, or SactownSports.com. You can hear the press conference in its entirety and watch it in its entirety over there. Also, make sure you're tuning in because at 2:30 today, we have Darius Acuff Jr., the 7th overall pick in this year's draft. The new star of the Sacramento Kings will be on these airwaves with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. And then at 9:30 tomorrow morning, Scott Perry back on the morning show with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. He'll be talking about the draft. I'm sure he'll talk about this Devin Carter move that just happened and more. So we're your home of the Kings for a reason, right? Not to mention our California Classic coverage this weekend, Summer League coverage after that. You don't have to go anywhere else for your Kings coverage all offseason long, all year long, 24/7. Oh boy, we just got a Shams bomb, my friend.
What happened?
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
From Shams Charania, the Memphis Grizzlies are trading two-time NBA All-Star Ja Morant to the Portland Trailblazers.
Wow. That might be the best thing that could happen for that young man.
For
He's not a
Jeremy
young man
Grant
anymore,
and
but
Chris Murray. Keegan's brother had to take the fall.
Oh.
He's going to get to play with Cam Boozer. Ja Morant is in Portland.
Wait, that's it.
Yeah.
No picks?
No picks.
No picks.
Well, according to Shams. Here.
I don't hate it. I think it's a good change in terms of just a new place. I don't really know this is a team that's still competing. Playoff team last year. I don't know exactly what he'll do there in terms of how healthy he'll be, but it's a fresh start.
Man, this is fascinating.
The Blazers, by the way, were a team that was considered to be in the mix for Jaylen Brown. I'm guessing that's now off the table. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's likely says they're pivoting in a different direction. But I like this for Ja.
I actually really like it.
I think this is great for Ja.
I truly like it.
They could do it because they have all the picks.
I guess they could. They could still.
But
so Ja is starting, and does that mean Drew Holiday's probably coming off the bench? I mean, he's older, obviously.
Yeah. The one that's fascinating is what do you do with Scoot at this point? Are they just giving up on the Scoot experiment?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Scoot, you could play at the 2?
Because you play Drew Holiday at the 2, but they have Dame coming back. So it's what?
Yeah.
Where does Scoot Henderson fit into the picture? I guess he was eligible for an extension, kind of like Keegan was eligible last year for an extension. I think Scoot was eligible for it this year, and then making this trade sure makes it sound like they don't have Scoot in their long-term plans.
So I'm trying to think. So it's Ja, Dame, Scoot Henderson, and Drew Holiday.
And Shaedon Sharp.
Well, Sharp's more of a 3, isn't he?
I mean, Advia, Sharp, Advia, who knows? It's really fascinating. I'm fascinated because it sounds like they're giving up on the Scoot Henderson experiment, or at least they're saying, Ja and Scoot are.
I didn't even think this was in the mix at all.
Oh,
what?
Sorry, this is not necessarily as big of a bomb, but the Atlanta Hawks are declining Jonathan Kuminga's $24.3 million team option. Kuminga is a free agent.
He's a free agent, guys. Now that is interesting.
The watch.
Woo-wee. Oh, Allen's going to have a heyday with that.
No,
Kings have no money.
It's over now.
He's still going to have a heyday, though.
It's over. Unless they decide to throw it all at Kuminga instead of Precious, but...
No, I don't know if that... I don't think that
I don't
would
know
be the
why.
right...
I don't know why Kuminga would do that. Like Kuminga, I get that they have the relationship with Scott because they laid the foundation last summer, but the Kings now make no sense for Kuminga.
Yeah, and they just financially they have no room period to add him in unless it's like for pennies, which
unless it's the money that they were going to give Precious.
Right, but even that, I think Kuminga's commanding more than that. No, Kuminga's getting $20 million a year somewhere.
No, I don't. $20 million definitely not.
Really? You don't think
so? I think he's going to be a mid-level exception player.
Might be.
But again, if you're a mid-level exception player, why would you sign with Sacramento? Go sign somewhere else.
Because he loves himself, Scott Perry.
Mm-hmm.
This NBA offseason's been a blast already.
It's been fun, man. I'm telling you. Ever since that postseason, they've been living with some momentum, and it keeps on going.
Whitey Gleason just walked in the other room. Whitey, I'm sorry to tell you, no John Morant on the Kings, buddy. I'm so sorry. God, he's in tears.
I know.
He is devastated.
Very devastated. No, I'm actually...
He's slamming the floor in frustration.
I'm happy for... I mean, I hope Ja can ignite his career in a place that's very foreign to him, but I think it's a good spot. Minus the owner, but I think...
Whatever.
That is what it is.
Are the Kings on Scoot Henderson watch?
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that be something?
We do have to get to MLB miniseries because
okay, yes,
because
let's do this.
Someone won that wasn't Matt.
Well, do you want to go through it? Because I genuinely have no idea what's going on.
You're gonna have to change.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
You had White Sox over Royals.
Yeah.
They won 22-1.
Mm-hmm.
What were they playing in Vegas?
It was like that.
Please don't
yesterday,
tell me that I won.
No,
well, I
you
wasn't
didn't.
here.
So Kayla won.
I won.
I
got all of them but one.
Are all the records up to date?
The records are, but not this one, not the overall records. I haven't fixed those yet.
Oh, okay.
You can fix those.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, because I'm not a numbers person, and I was getting confused just doing that.
Oh, I had a bad week.
Yeah, you had a rough week, man.
Ew.
You had a really rough week.
I started out 2-0, and then I left and went, oh.
Yeah, Anthony, I think, what he hit.
So
500?
Anthony's strategy for you, Kyle, was he drafted all of the last place teams in each division.
It started well, though.
It started out well.
It started out well.
It started out well for him.
Yeah, he did good. He went 3-2 somehow.
Yikes. Well, Kayla's your 4-time champion now. Here's your broken trophy.
Let's go.
Wait, no, is it 4-time? I think it's
4-time.
It's 4-time?
Yeah.
Also, are we only doing 3 days this week?
I was ready to give you 5.
Actually, oh my gosh, Matt. He's going to put a dent in this table, by the way.
That was my laptop that just got hit.
There we go. Come on, baby, stay on.
Kayla, you went 4-1. That's a good
Yeah,
win for
pretty
Kayla.
good. Not bad.
Kayla, your overall record is creeping up close to mine.
I know.
I'm 37-20. How's that possible? Oh yeah, I'm 38. I'm 38-27. Kayla's 37-28. Kyle, you are now 32-33.
Great.
He's
Hey,
like,
Reverend.
"Whoa."
Anthony's and Ramsey's record is like 10-2.
It is pretty decent compared to your overall.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right,
and the
so-
Red Sox sweep the Yankees?
How about
In what
that?
world?
Oh, I'm sure Frankie Cardicelli's thrilled about that. All right, so today is this is a shortened week because we are unfortunately off for Thursday and Friday due to the holiday weekend. So we're just drafting for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So I guess that means I get the first pick. Well, you know what I'm doing. Oh, they're playing the A's. I don't want to do that. Yes, I do.
Oh, you've done this so many times
Yeah, the A's are going
before.
to lose at home for sure to the
Come
Dodgers.
on
I'll take the Dodgers first pick. Kyle?
First pick, easy choice, Miami Marlins, best team in baseball in the month of June.
Wow.
Really?
They are literally they are one game out of the wild card.
Let's
they
go,
were dead
Marlins.
last, and they are one game out of the wild card now.
Come on, Finns.
Yes, and Sandy's pitching today.
All right, Kayla?
Okay, well, after that sweep in terms of getting swept by the Red Sox, I'm going to take the Yankees because
Got it.
they got to get a bounce back here.
I will go Phillies. We're playing the Pirates.
I will go Padres over the Cubs.
Padres.
Oh.
And Kayla, your second team?
Let's go the Braves.
Braves. And for my last pick, I will go... Ew.
Ew.
Oh, these all suck. I think I don't want to touch the Red Sox because they just got all those wins. So they're definitely not going to get more. I will go Guardians. Why not?
I will take the best team in baseball, and in the American League, and it's crazy to say this, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh,
The
boy.
Rays
and
and
I'll go
Kayla?
with Diamondbacks.
D-backs, who are taking on the Giants, right?
Yep.
All right, so your games today.
Finns.
Marlins over who?
Rockies.
Oh, good pick. You broke the trophy. Kayla did it.
Oh, my God. Yankees for me over the Tigers.
Kayla will take the Yankees over the Tigers. And
jeez.
you know what?
It's that kind of day.
I will pick the Dodgers over the A's just to get it over with. There you go. That's our MLB mini seasons. And now, I'm very much looking forward to this. Joining us next, the Drive Guys, Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles, ahead of their huge interview with Darius Acuff Jr. They join us next right here on Sactown Sports.
After 2 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings have traded guard Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks. With other potential trade assets on the roster, could more offseason moves be coming from Scott Perry and the front office?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. The Sacramento Kings return to Golden One Center this weekend for the California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. Come see top NBA draft picks from the Kings, Warriors, Bucks, and Nets go head-to-head across 6 games on July 4th, 5th, and 6th. California Classic tickets are just $21 or save 30% with a 3-day pass and secure a seat to all 6 games for only $50. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Hi, how can I help? Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager. I see. Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning? Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better. I feel better already. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
So hold on. I leave for a couple days and I'm learning all this Matt Dragoness that was happening.
Yeah, you got roughed up a little bit, and I was doing some of it, so I'm not.
We didn't know that.
No, yeah,
nothing. No, why do you never do anything wrong? I trust you with my
nothing
life.
Here.
Well, we thought it was instead of Lord of the Rings, we got down on Narnia.
Alan said Narnia,
Yeah.
And then we all
That's
said, no, it's not
disgusting.
Narnia. And he said, oh, yeah. And then like 5 seconds later, he went back and played the Narnia card again.
That's insane.
We also talked about you because we had a little ceremony where Alan took down the Fox jersey and put a Malik Monk
Can I
jersey
take that one too?
No.
Is it yours?
I didn't see that.
I'm taking
Is it
it.
yours?
Why? Because it's signed?
I'm taking it.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking it.
Alan Hater Styles
No,
is going to take the signed Fox jersey home.
I'm not a hater.
What?
I'm taking the jersey.
What?
For safekeeping.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
You only get one jersey. Matt, these aren't donuts.
It's
you
not a
can't just
library.
grab them.
Two?
These aren't sandwiches after a meeting.
I took the one that wasn't signed.
I know. So you want to return it and swap it out?
Absolutely, for the signed
we'll
one.
have to vote on it.
Who's we?
That is
How many
so
votes?
the hosts.
How many
funny.
votes
All
do
the
you
hosts.
get?
These belong to
Two.
someone.
Hey, I'll take myself out of the running.
Well,
I agree. Kyle should get it.
we should vote on it. And Matt, you already took your jersey. You are gone.
I'll
Okay.
vote no.
You are done for
I vote
this.
no. Strong no.
On what?
On what? We're voting on whether he gets the
No,
Fox
I don't
jersey?
get it.
Yeah, Matt doesn't get it.
I don't get it.
And he
I
can't
just
say
don't want
who
you
can.
to
No,
have
and he
it.
cannot say who can and
You
can't
don't get to have it.
No, no.
You go on these airwaves celebrating the man's downfall
No, I'm
every
not
day.
celebrating anyone's
you
downfall.
You don't get the
It's a
assigned
nice jersey. I like De'Aaron Fox.
Get out of here.
As a player, he's left-handed.
Take your ass to Narnia. Get out of here
Matt,
with that.
I'm willing
That's where
to
you're
take the jersey and then make a trade with you.
That's a good. You
How
know
about-
what?
You're not
We can-
taking the
we
jersey,
can have
Kyle.
negotiations.
I think I deserve the jersey more than you.
You already have a jersey you took.
Which one is that?
I can't remember.
I feel like I'm with like my family right now.
You
no,
already. Yeah.
I get
These all
this.
belong to someone.
These all belong to me.
I don't know. I know that one is mine, but the rest of them,
They were given by the Kings, and Dave picked them up at the team store.
This
for
is
the
why,
station.
Matt, you should have just taken a beat, seen how things laid out, because now you missed out on the signed one.
Oh,
it's unfortunate.
That's the lesson here.
Yeah, and you know you can't be too hasty. That's how life is.
Alan Styles telling me not to be too hasty. Someone write that down.
So you know, sometimes you gotta just take a second.
It's like taking a bad three early in the shot clock. You could have gotten a better shot.
Could have got a better shot
if you run the offense a little bit.
I'm happy with my jersey.
Is it in your man cave? Is it in your man cave?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not
Do
yet.
you have a man cave?
I just have my office.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a man
It's all
cave.
Lord Rings out.
That's right.
It's like a 50-50.
Narnia it out.
Narnia it out. Where's the closet?
I didn't say that. It will genuinely, and I don't mind saying this on air, it will bother me for you to have that jersey.
Why?
It will. That
It will.
will
Yeah, it will
totally
get
get to
under
him.
Well, that's
my
not why
skin.
I would take it. I just might happen to take it.
This is so
I'm
funny.
building a man cave,
don't-
and I might want it in my man cave.
We'll get you
It's a piece of.
We'll get you a PBJ
cloth.
jersey, and you'll be happy.
No, it's a piece of. A team that I've covered.
It's gonna be
and this has
next to
been
a Curry jersey
Very
I'm gonna
important.
throw
I had
up.
my
A piece of your history.
Yeah, I had my kid out here, you know,
Yeah.
and De'Aaron was on the team when that happened.
Why are you trying to take away a piece of Alan's history?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't deserve that.
No, I want to hang it up
He
and
will
say, you
break
know what?
into your house
I
one
will.
night and he'll come
I'll
and
find
get
out where
that.
you live in the toe.
I'm thankful for De'Aaron. The numbers we saw when Mike Brown got fired and then De'Aaron got traded, we broke like records of the last half decade. So I'm thankful to De'Aaron
Dancing
Fox.
on the man's
I'm
grave.
thankful, and he's honestly a motivation to me as a businessman.
yeah.
To always put yourself in the best position possible.
Yeah.
I want to put it up, and every day before I wake up, I want to say, "All right,
Thank you.
De'Aaron, let's attack the
nice.
day."
That's really nice.
Whitey,
Thank you,
Thanks,
Whitey.
Fox.
a year and a half ago, when I was still getting to know Alan more, Alan told us about his
Oh,
desires.
you didn't get the memo again.
His desires for I know, I guess whatever. His desires for politically wanting to run for mayor of the toe.
No toe.
And
No
I-
toe.
No,
and
no
I've,
Thomas.
I've
Yes.
learned a lot now working with him about how good of a politician he actually would be.
Yeah, you know, I'm
saying
just.
a lot of just whatever.
I
And
don't
none of
like
it
your
means
tone.
anything.
I don't like your tone there.
You could be a general manager that wears a vest.
Yeah.
You just say a lot of nothing.
Whoa. Look, he is not with us any longer. Look, shout out to No Toe. Shout out Norton the Thomas, man.
You should run for.
We got a lot working right now. Don't you worry.
Okay.
We're just getting
Debate
started.
ball?
Oh yeah,
Debatable?
Well, yeah, I've been meaning to tell Richie. I keep running into. I didn't run into him yet today to tell him our new name.
Yeah,
Debatable.
Debatable. Oh, Matt wasn't here for
Yeah,
debatable.
he wasn't.
No.
Debatable.
No, you weren't.
It's a new segment
No, we'll talk to you later.
or a new podcast.
All right.
It's just a lot of moving parts, and it all starts today.
Well,
with DA5.
DA5.
Before DA5's interview, what did you guys were talking to him at 2:30, right? So Darius Acuff, I almost said DeAndre Ayton. Darius Acuff Jr. will be on the airwaves with you guys at 2:30, but what did you make of the recent breaking news, Devin Carter being traded to the Atlanta Hawks?
They didn't do many favors. I'll tell you that.
Didn't do Devin any
No.
favors?
Forced
Kingston
him to try to
Fleming's
play point
backup.
guard. Well,
Come
yeah.
on.
Well, no, he's not a point guard.
No, he's
And
not.
Alan's the one who pointed that out to me. I thought, well, maybe. And he said, no, he's not. And he's not.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't put in the best situation. I know somebody's probably texting right now. They're professional athletes. They got to figure it out, and that's fair. But, situations matter, and
Yeah.
we wish him the best. And more importantly,
Oh, boy.
building that relationship with the Hawks. With Jonathan Kuminga.
He already did. You see it?
I told you.
The Hawks declined
No,
his
they declined his
option.
option.
He's a free agent.
Hot diggity dog. Come on, Whitey.
It's a big day.
Alan's about to delay the Darius Acuff Jr. interview because he's got to get the Jonathan Kuminga talk out the way. Ask him about Kuminga.
Yeah. Hey, DA5, would you like to play with about a 23-year-old 6'7" wing who can really defend, right, Whitey?
Move somebody. Got to create more.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. Come on, Scott.
Yeah.
Come on,
Let's go, Scott. Let's do this.
Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles starting the week hot. Darius Acuff Jr. will join them at 2:30. But before that, they'll react to the Devin Carter trade, the rest of the press conference from earlier today, and more. Keep it locked in.
Ja ain't coming here.
Oh, yeah, Whitey Gleason's devastated because John Morant is going to Portland and not Sacramento. We'll hear about that, too. Kayla and I will be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're looking forward to talking NBA free agency with you because free agency begins tomorrow afternoon. The NBA offseason's off to a fast start. The Drive Guys up next. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Sactown Sports.
Peace.